Wow. Wow. How can you claim I take something out of context when we play your entire video? How does that even work? Somebody needs to make an account called Preparation H. Prep H. Wow. So they made Bert crash out, dude. Holy shit.
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They want to let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away. We feel betrayed.
That's funny. Troll Nation, that's right. I don't think they understand it. I couldn't believe it, dude. He's like, yeah, I said it. Yeah. I was way behind. I wasn't even doing anything. I bought one subscription, and then I went back like a fucking hour and a half to see what he said. I heard his son wants to do an interview. There's the intro music, folks. Over.
Hey Daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know.
You did. I'm
Linda
fixing to show it, though.
She loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm
My
of
website's not fixing itself. I'm going to have to go fix it.
Enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Welcome, everybody. I am Will Bird, and this is the Cold Beer Confessional. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. I'm sure you're all Bert fans. So it's my favorite. It's my favorite fucking clip show. I can't watch the whole thing. God damn. Bert is explaining to his audience how I take everything out of context by playing his entire show. Like the joke he made about asking a question twice must be women. I took that out of context because I played the whole show. You know how you can pull something out of context by showing it in its entirety? You know how that works, right, chat? Show the entire thing and you hide all the context in the parts you didn't show after you show the entire thing. I'm thinking about making this a donation alert. Just let me know what you think about it. It'll take a second to load. I haven't had VLC open today. The first time it opens is like super slow. And then after that, it's, I don't know. I usually end up opening everything twice because of it. It's aggravating. But man, you guys got to Bert. It wasn't even me. I can't chat in there. Right, I'm banned. All I can do is gift a sub and then go on about my day. But is VLC going to launch? Now it's going to launch twice. I clicked it again. God damn it. What? What the fuck? Why is this in two different? All right, here's the audio.
And trying to attack us. Listen, you're fucking with the...
I was trying to get it to work. What?
So you might as well give it up.
So to put this in context, he says the leftists, Democrats, liberals, whatever he calls all of us, are coming over here and they're trying to attack me. And then the very next thing he says is this.
And trying to attack us. Listen, you're fucking with the wrong nigga. So you might as well give it up. B.F. McDowell, God bless you, brother. And yeah, I said it.
Then he thinks better about it.
New rap song.
Oh, so now he knows how big a mistake he made. He's like, it's my new rap song. It takes probably a minute for him to realize.
It's my new rap song. It comes out in a week. And trying to attack us. Listen, you're fucking with the wrong nigga. So you might as well give it up.
What?
B.F. McDowell, God bless you, brother.
What?
Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, I said it. You know he said it before, because when someone said, I'm still trying to wrap my head around you being racist or something like that in the chat, he's like, I said it with the A, not the R. So he says it all the time, just with the A.
And trying to attack us. Listen, you're fucking with the wrong nigga.
Who knew that 40 people watching your show and fucking with you in chat would cause this? By the way, your numbers are well above average, artificially inflated. I think my chat has latched on to something they enjoy.
And trying to attack us. Listen, you're fucking with the wrong nigga. So you might as well give it up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to get posted. 100%.
God bless you, brother. And yeah, I said it.
Yeah, I said it. Oh, it's going to get posted. I guarantee it's going to get posted. He knew he fucked up as soon as he said it. Yeah, it's my new rap song. Don't worry, it comes out next week. It's my new rap song. Jesus Christ, dude. The silence was fucking thick on that one. All right, tariffs.
On April 30th, Josh Smith of Montana Knife Company told everyone this.
This is the shape of the number that's going to be on our website next to our knives of how much tariff.
This is the shape of the number, 0, obviously, of what's going to be. This is Montana Knife Co. Montana Knife Co. And Josh is the owner. This is the shape of the tariffs that's going to be on our website because we build American, right?
This is the shape of the number that's going to be on our website next to our knives of how much tariff affects the prices of our knives. Because we've been preaching this all along. We're American made, by American. You don't have to worry about this shit.
And well, last week, Josh realized his costs are going up. Why? Because he imports his equipment and his steel, and so do his suppliers. So
he doesn't import his equipment and his steel. He buys his equipment American made. It's heat treating ovens, but they can't even get the raw material in the United States to build the heat treat ovens.
those tariffs, they're very much his problem now.
You that say buy American made equipment.
So he's looking at two different invoices, and he's talking hundreds of thousands of dollars here that it went up.
The tariffs won't affect you. This is American made heat treating furnaces. July 17th, 2024, base price $519.
$519,000.
July 23rd, 2025, base price $612.
$519,000 to $612,000. Almost $100,000 on the heat treat oven that he needs. When you're using knife steel, it has to be annealed, softened in a heat treat oven to make it workable, right? And then it has to be hardened to get the edge retention, and then it has to be tempered. So it's somewhere in between. So it bends, so it moves, so you don't break it immediately. You could make a super sharp knife like glass, but it would shatter. So all three processes need a heat treat oven.
American made heat treating furnaces. July 17th, 2024, base price $519. July 23rd, 2025, base price $612. Is the cost of equipment to manufacture in America going up that drastically in 1 year?
The guy's a Trump supporter, and he even says, I'm not knocking Trump. He just needs to figure this out better. Yeah, it's almost like when you wake up from a 3 p.m. afternoon nap and you're like, tariffs on everybody. It's not a good idea. That makes sense.
I'm not hating on the Trump administration. Again, I'm trying to point out that their policies need some adjustments. We should be focusing on finished goods coming in from overseas. We shouldn't be making the cost to buy equipment made in America for American manufacturers go up by this amount of money. $100,000 on the base price in 1 year.
For a heat treat oven. I don't know how many he runs. It depends on how big his shop is. But $100,000 on a heat treat oven. Which, I mean, there's a lot of technology that goes into them, right? They go up to hundreds of degrees. You have to bring most tool steel up to where it's non-magnetic, which is super hot.
This is actually a really common misconception. A lot of made in America products still rely on imported parts, tools, and materials. Tariffs don't magically disappear just because you slap a flag on the box. And it turns out, Buy American doesn't mean immune to global economics. It means you're still part of the supply chain you just voted to tax. How many America First businesses are going to learn that the hard way?
Most of them, right? I mean, we don't even have enough raw materials here to produce. It comes from somewhere, right? It doesn't all come from the United States. Trump doesn't think anything through. He tells you to buy American, but even... I see that, Austin. Thank you. But even the American-made stuff that you're going to buy probably has at least base materials from a foreign country. Not to mention the other things he's doing, like in Brazil, where he's trying to influence their judicial system with tariffs, or where he's trying to get his hotels approved, right? Building permits approved with tariffs, or when he was using tariff negotiation for Starlink, contract signed quicker, right? Red tape cut through Starlink. And then, of course, he made it to where American businesses can now bribe foreign nations because he said that's how business is done. Of course it is when he does it. Of course it is when Trump does it. That's how business is done. That shouldn't be how business is done. We shouldn't allow that, and other people shouldn't allow that. But there you go. That's where we're at in America, I guess. I was talking the other day. I don't think I ever showed this. Let's see if I can find it. Sorry, I don't know if this link is right. Let me see. I haven't shown this since the debate, but we were talking about it. Yeah. So, again, we're back to the debate topic, which was, did Obama commit treason? Did Obama do something wrong? We clearly won that debate. This is the Russian active measures campaigns and interference in the 2016 U.S. election. This was done by the Select Committee on Intelligence of the United States Senate, led by Marco Rubio. They found the exact same thing that Obama found, right? The quote from the paper is, here's an excerpt. Hold on. Led by Senator Marco Rubio, a Florida Republican who is now Mr. Trump's Secretary of State and National Security Advisor, it reached its own conclusion that Russia's motivations had included aspiring to improve Mr. Trump's chances of winning. Indeed, citing one aspect of the interference, the social media operation by a Russian entity known as the IRA, the Senate report suggested that that the 2017 intelligence assessment's judgment was, if anything, understated. So when Marco Rubio was in Congress and already investigated this, right, he read Obama's report and they said, well, we want to do our own investigation. Marco Rubio led this committee. What they found is that Obama's report on how much Russia wanted Trump to win the election, right, especially on social media, was understated. Not it was overstated, not it was made up, not it was treasonous, not it was the opposite of what they were saying 6 months ago or whatever Tulsi Gabbard is saying now, right? It was understated. That Russia actually did more on social media to influence the election in favor of Trump. Quote, however, where the intelligence community assessed that the Russian government aspired to help President-elect Trump's election chances, when possible, by discrediting Secretary Clinton and publicly contrasting her unfavorably to him, the committee found that IRA social media activity was overtly and almost invariably supportive of then candidate Trump, and to the detriment of Secretary Clinton's campaign, the Senate report said. So that was all a quote until it's obviously said the Senate report said. Like, this isn't some new bombshell. This is what Marco Rubio was looking at when he and what was the name of the committee? Select Committee on Intelligence, United States Senate Select Committee on Intelligence did the exact same investigation. They said, okay, we've got this 2016 report. We want our own report, and let's see if they match up. Not only did they match up, Marco Rubio claims that it was understated in the Obama report. They have nothing. They will have nothing. Investigate it by all means. I don't care. Investigate it until your heart's content. There just isn't anything there. There isn't anything there, and there isn't going to be anything there. Maybe we can send Obama to the same camp that Ghislaine Maxwell is in.
But now I think it's pretty obvious that the peacock is Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Chits, I still do not watch The Masked Singer, but I'll tell you this.
Oh, I think we might have seen this one already.
Is not on live TV
Oh, no.
singing karaoke in a big bird suit.
We haven't seen this one.
Well, then it must be Julia Roberts.
Chet, do you remember last week when I asked you to order a trophy for the new Employee of the Year award?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on a second. Since when are we doing Employee of the Year?
After a brief conversation with my therapist, I realized I can do a slightly better job of encouraging others. I'm not just your boss, I'm your
Bert lost 40 viewers when I started streaming.
leader.
Oh, thanks, Peter.
Yeah.
What do we get if we win?
2 weeks paid vacation.
I'd finally be able to really take my time at Dollywood.
The winner will also receive a trophy that I asked
Dollywood, that's near me.
Chet to order for me last week.
Yeah, ordered it on Friday.
And do you remember the words I used to describe the trophy I wanted?
Yeah.
The exact words?
Uh-huh.
You do?
Yeah.
What were they?
Elegant and simple.
That's right.
Yeah.
So why did I just receive this?
Oh. That is a pineapple.
It's a golden pineapple.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's even more gorgeous than it looked online.
It's obnoxious.
Usually, Carly, we'll cover it in a minute.
The pineapple is the fruit that takes the most work to eat.
What?
Yeah. Most fruit you can just eat or peel. The pineapple takes dedication.
I don't know about that.
You do have to cut out all those little brown spots.
Yeah, you do need a sharp knife. It's hard. I get it.
Yeah.
And if you're not careful...
Enough! Chit, why is it you can't do a single thing I ask? Have you at least finished the budget?
Crunching the numbers.
No, don't tell me you're crunching the numbers. Here, hold it.
Okay, so we got it, Carly.
Congrats.
Look, I'm here to support you, but I think it's time I see it for myself.
What?
Chit, show me the budget.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. That just came out four hours ago. Oh, man. Is Chit going to get fired? Are we done with Chit? Is there a black person here? Bert could find the black person in here. The black purse in here. I'm sorry. Bert could find... That is a wild clip, dude. Where do we want to post this first, chat?
And trying to attack us. Listen, you're fucking with the wrong nigga. So you might as well give it up. B.F. McDowell, God bless you, brother. And yeah, I said it.
Yeah, he said it.
It's my new rap song. It comes out in a week.
That just blows my mind. Dude, that is a crash out. It just slipped when he got aggravated because he probably says it all the time. Damn it. I don't want to. Let's see what Trump's tweeting first. I need to. I just don't want to. I need to. The truth always wins out. This is great news. God bless America. President DJT. I don't know why he thinks he has to sign off on his post. It's so weird. Ex-Obama officials face federal grand jury probe into whether they promoted false Trump-Russia ties. From the New York Post. Gayle King's career is over. She should have stayed with her belief in Trump. She never had the courage to do so. No talent, no ratings, no strength. Gayle King's future at CBS murky as ratings for woke morning show tank, and Skydance vow to scrap left-wing, whatever, shows, I'm assuming. Good day in the stock market. Dow plus 585 points, 1.34%. S&P 500 plus 91 points, 1.47%. NASDAQ plus 403 points, 1.95%. So 1.5% to 2%. But there will be many more days like this. America is very rich again and stronger than ever before. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Happy birthday, U.S. Coast Guard. Happy birthday to the United States Coast Guard. Coast Guard. That's probably a cool video. Let's watch it. I kind of like these hot videos. I don't agree with them showing them to like fucking hormone raging fucking 17, 18-year-olds because it convinces them. I think you should be sat down and talked to a lot more seriously if you're going to join the Army at 18 than just watching a bunch of hop commercials and being like, I want to kill terrorists. I guess I shouldn't say terrorists anymore. Iranians, Russians, who knows? We had to play Spot the Sig P320. Not a bad video. It's hard to make the Coast Guard look super high speed, but they do some cool stuff. When the president signed the big beautiful bill, suddenly ICE has $75 billion in new funding. Now ICE is rapidly trying to hire 10,000 more agents. Join today at join.ice.gov.
When the president signed his big beautiful bill, suddenly ICE had $75 billion in new funding. Now the Immigration and Customs Agency is rapidly trying to hire 10,000 more agents.
By the way, they told you that everything else was too expensive, right? They had to cut this, they had to cut that. They're kicking people off their health insurance. They're defunding education. They're defunding all of our foreign aid. They spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to incinerate nutrition biscuits that keep starving kids alive. They didn't send them. Then they expired because it was too expensive to send them. We had already purchased them. They just let them sit in a warehouse till they expire. Then they brought in an incinerator and threw it all in there and burned it up to ash. Hundreds of thousands of dollars spent there. It was all too expensive until Border Patrol comes up, and then they get $75 billion. Our ICE budget is larger than most foreign countries' military spending. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They are the 16th for spending of militaries. They're just behind Canada. Plenty of people offered to distribute the food, NGOs, whatever. But they were told, oh, no, we have to stop it so we can make sure it's not, I don't know, it's not funneling money somewhere. I don't know what the fuck they thought they were doing. Like, it's these, I've seen them before when we were in the military. We've gave them out before. It's these biscuits that basically, if you have like 2 of them, that's enough calories. Even if you're like walking or moving or being forced to like a fucking refugee camp on a force march, you should have enough calories to survive. That, and if you get your water, you're good, right? Couple biscuits, you're good. And they use those in extremely impoverished places because they don't expire, or they're hard to expire or go bad. And even if they are, we have an expiration date on them. But even if the expiration date goes off for what we would burn them or destroy them, they can still keep them for years. Trust me. It's like there's still K rations people are eating from the military, but it's easy for them to store. They don't need refrigeration, right? It's easy for them to carry. It's small. It's nutrient dense, or I guess calorie dense. They're amazing. And tons of people offered to distribute them. NGOs, foreign countries, they had to lock it down for some reason. Is this another hot video or the same one? Oh, it's the same one. He posted it twice, I guess. India is not only buying massive amounts of Russian oil, they are then, for much of the oil purchased, selling it on the open market for big profits. They don't care how many people in Ukraine are being killed by the Russian war machine. Because of this, I would be substantially raising the tariff paid by India to the USA. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President DJT. What happened to Zelensky should have never started this war? What's the Michael Scott quote? How the turntables. Well, how the turntables. Listen.
Hello. Hi. Michael Scott Paper Company to see Mr. David Wallace. I believe we're expected. Well. How the turntables.
Trump on Russia. Well. How the turntables. Elizabeth Warren is a loser. I cut costs, especially. Oh, I'm sorry. Is a loser. She lies about everything, including the fact that she is an Indian. She's not. She's no Pocahontas. I said it. It's my new rap song. It comes out next week. Hold on just a second. I don't know if you guys know this, but Elizabeth Warren ended up releasing a DNA test. And the DNA test said that she had Native American ancestry dating back 10 generations. Trump doesn't care, right? He doesn't care about evidence. He doesn't care what she released her DNA test results 10 generations back. This was back in 2019 or whenever. In just 6 months, I cut costs, especially energy and taxes, tremendously. I know people are going to hate to hear this, especially if you're like a Trump supporter or you. We didn't need a tax cut. We didn't need a tax cut. Nobody is showing up in April and being like, oh, God, I could have survived this year if I would have got a 1.5% tax cut across the board. We needed everything else to be cheaper. Keep the taxes. Use that to fund a way to fix the prices of everything else. We didn't need a tax cut. You know who did need a tax cut? Billionaires, because they can never be satisfied, right? Their tax cut, when we're talking 1.5%, is hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Yours is, what the fuck? Yours is fucking pocket. Yours isn't 1 month's rent or one house payment. Nowadays, it might not even be one car payment. We didn't need a tax cut. Not the lower class, not the middle class, not the upper class, not the 1%. This reminds me of when people are like so fucking excited when gas drops 2 cents a gallon. Let's say you have a gigantic tank, okay? A gigantic tank on your car. Not for like a truck or whatever, but on your car. Let's say it's a 40-gallon tank. That's gigantic, okay? A 40-gallon tank. And you fill up and gas went down 2 cents a gallon. And you're like, hell yeah, gas is fine. You know what the difference in price is? 80 cents. Even if it went down $1 a gallon, which never fucking happens. But imagine it went down $1 a gallon, which is what Trump's claiming, right? That several states have gas at $1.99. That's $1 a gallon. It'd be like $40 if you had a 40-gallon. Most cars have like a 10, 12, 14, 16-gallon tank. So the average car, let's say it's a 15-gallon tank, is not even anywhere near that. That would be 30 cents every time you fill up. He's just making it up. I've scoured the web, and so have other people with those like gas alerts. We've asked people in their local areas to look at their gas price. There is no fucking 5 states that it's $1.99 a gallon. He just made it up. Nobody can find any data to back this up, but no one presses him on anything because either you're in the camp that you know that he's fucking lying through his teeth, or you're in the camp that it doesn't matter, you're going to believe whatever he says. And if someone showed you all the evidence, like here's all the gas prices in every state at every fucking gas station, none of them are $1.99, they'd be like, oh, well, you probably got that from the fake news media, didn't you? Would you get that from a scientist? We don't believe in that witchcraft. So let's say you have a 15-gallon tank. You're talking about saving 30 cents every time you fill up. It's not that big a deal. I mean, it might be over a year, but gas fluctuates. You know, winter blend is going to be coming in soon. That's cheaper. But either way, we didn't need a tax cut. We need something done with the cost of living or wages, one of the two. Because the two are moving further and further and further and further apart. Actually, I shared a video today. You want to talk about Crashout? Let's look at a Crashout. I guess I want to talk about Crashout. That's what I named the show. This is a guy that I really like. He's a real estate agent. He got on TikTok to sell houses to people. That's how he makes his money. That's how he makes his living. He got on TikTok to sell houses to people. While on TikTok and while doing very well as a real estate agent, extremely well, because he was one of the better ones to like blow up in his area in Delaware and make a ton of money and whatever. He started looking into this affordability issue, and it's been downhill ever since. So here's his video of his little mini crash out. It's all true though.
TikTok to sell homes in 2019, April, to sell homes. All while, for the next 3 years, I would get to do just that. I I would market update you to heck. I would get into the data. I would get into the analysis. I would tell you why Delaware is the best and why. But slowly but surely, I didn't realize that I had a VIP front row seat to watching the American dream get sifted away from the working class. To go from I'm talking people into the best investment possible, an inflationary asset they should hold on to, and the shelter for them and their family long term. I love this. This is fulfilling to 90% of people can't even stare down a mortgage every single month without thinking, how am I gonna freaking pay this? Without the amount of times that I had to dive into why and dive into how and dive into what could change, only to arrive at the end of the maze, oftentimes a little bleaker than I started. So what I was finding, every historical piece of evidence I learned, every presidential term that I researched, every bill and piece of legislation I looked at, I was confounded to think, man, there's a lot going on in the Middle East and there seems to be a lot of bipartisan support for it. But that's not what I'm talking about. There seems to be a lot of corporations and a lot of people making a lot of money, and there seems to be a lot of bipartisan support for that. But what I continued to find was the undoing of what was put in place to make sure where we're at wouldn't happen. Let me run that back.
Across multiple administrations and both sides, right?
The amount of things that I found, from the removal of Glass-Steagall, the removal...
I do like how, obviously, the Democrats at least talk about it. Like, this is an issue. Depending on your age, you may think that you're never going to own a home, and that may be true if we don't change something. Housing prices are just ridiculous, and the Republicans blame immigrants somehow, but...
in the 80s of all the regulations and the tax bracket shifts of Reagan. When I look into the early 2000s and see the private equity margins skyrocket up to 30-1 on treasury bonds, when I start to look back through the system and look at Citizens United in 2010, post-2008 crash, when I look at the infiltration, the infestation of institutional investors buying up and banking on asset inflation that is housing, that is shelter, keeping normal everyday people out of having a roof in exchange for billionaires having bigger accounts. And I gotta say, I didn't want to sell homes anymore. I just want to be frank with you. I lost the luster. It was late 2022, and I remember thinking, yo, this isn't worth it. I'm getting invited to speak on stages and get in front of podcast mics. I'm meeting so many insane people, like top coaches, top influencers in real estate. They wanted to talk to me. Fortune, Realtor, they wanted to talk to me. What's going on? I was making more than I ever made. I had enough on the outside to make my ego satisfied, and that's what I realized that was all it was. And meanwhile, I needed to change my voice. And so I started researching little by little, graph by graph, bill by bill. Who's causing this? Why is it?
You can watch all of where he goes over all of these individually. I don't want to feel like it's like his Gish Gallop. He's just venting right now. But he goes over like this was removed, which was a protection for this, and this was done, which caused housing prices to skyrocket.
Being caused. A timeline.
His name is Zachary Loft.
Of events even that dives even deeper spiritually into what's going on in our world. There's different spiritual, historical texts like the Bible that outlay things like the Sadducees and Pharisees and the equity difference and the communal difference between now and then aren't that different. There's a lot of rich people that were controlling everybody else, and there's a lot of rich people that were controlling everyone else in both times. I'm not doing the spiritual thing today, but just historically, it's clear and evident that the billionaires and trillionaires on this planet are bored because they have everything that they need, yet the ego continues to devour at them. And because of pride, because of ego, because of a lust for power, not only are they trying to financially line their pockets more and more, but they're doing it to the tune of draining out the bottom of our economy, draining out the working class income, draining out the upper middle class asset opportunity. Hear me. Bills for stock buybacks continue going forward. Bills for the carry carried interest loophole never coming forward. Bills to maybe curtail private equity, institutional buyers, anybody that's a corporation maybe even doesn't make it to the Senate floor. They tried in Nevada. What I'm trying to say is if you look down the lobbying rabbit hole, the purpose of becoming a billionaire is to orchestrate control of your ideology on the people. That's your new end game. That's your new Larry Fink, asset leader on the planet via BlackRock, founded with the owner of Blackstone, who also was within the Nixon Financial Committee. So you can tie as many strings back as you want. Let me tell you, they all end back with more questions around how could someone have thought that that was right? How could somebody imagine paying off a woman who would later off herself, Prince Andrew? Why would you pay somebody off for something you didn't do? Why would a president, while running for office, pay off a porn star? Or go on a live radio show filled with an abundance of filth within its own demographic that's watching it, and talk about how you sneak behind your own beauty pageants to examine the people while they're dressing young females? Why is it that we're told to look away from the string that is unweaving the system right now that I don't want to stop talking about? Because let me tell you right now, I know I got on here to sell homes, and I know I've been talking about the housing market. I happen to think I know quite a bit about it because I study it like it's my job, because it is, because my job is informing you, and I want to give you a non-political source to know the facts and truth about our economy, starting primarily in housing. But let me tell you right now, the exact reason the housing market's unaffordable is the exact reason you should keep talking about Epstein. It's billionaire control over you and I at a macro scale. It's not even close. The amount of power that they have, not only over our equity and our assets, but it's over the decision making and the money that influences the lawmakers and decision makers that bring down the system that works as it should. The usury model works as it should. The fractional reserve lending system works as it should. Federal Reserve works as it should to promote wealth transfer. And guess what? I don't want to just sell homes. I want to start a change for something so that you can get in on the wealth, or we could change the system in some way altogether to promote more equality. Why am I labeled a communist if I want people to have a chance? Why am I, when I look back at my own life and I see I had to scrounge and I had to fight, my wife and I, we had to really watch what we were buying and watch what we were doing when I was working at the prison or when I got back from Afghanistan and we were first-time homeowners. We really had to grind. And we did, and we made the hard choices. We made lots of mistakes though too. My credit was jacked. I didn't have a ton of money, but we got a house. Then we got a second one. And all of this to say, I wasn't esoteric. I didn't do things perfectly. My wife and I, we didn't do things perfectly, but yet the opportunity was still there. Within a year or two of work was still there. And I think I speak for a lot of the people in their mid-20s right now that feel like, what if I do the work and the opportunity's just not there? And so I just want to be real with you. I don't want to just sell homes. I want something to change. I don't want to continue to operate in a world where I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. And if that means the system, speaking of Epstein in that list, if that means that giving us that would absolutely topple the system that we stand on because there's so much filth, it's so vile, it's so heinous, and it's so deep-rooted that it would destroy our democracy, pull the string. Just pull the string. We need change. And if we don't do something about it in some way, shape, or form, nothing is going to change because we keep making the same decisions for the same billionaires every time. And if you're looking to buy or sell in Delaware, my number. I got onto TikTok to sell homes in 2019, April, to sell.
Hits home for sure. And it's, I don't know why we keep doing it or why we keep allowing it to be done. Right. How much money do you need as a fucking billionaire? I don't know. It's depressing, but there it is all laid out. Let's go see what Bert's got it going on. I told you guys I'd cover it. Here we go.
Come here.
I got to speed it up. Can't do it.
That's a boy.
He's gay with his talking about my cat. Gay cats.
Oh, look at there. You got your own light and everything. There, you got your own light. What's that on your side? What is that? Hello, Kathy Ann. Hello, Brent McDowell. I just was playing with the cat a little bit before we wait for the crowd to get here. And thank you, Shadow, for gracing us with your presence. He went to me and said, presents? I got presents? Hello, Jesus Christ loves us is in the room tonight, and Crazy Goose is with us. BF McDowell, hello there. First one in the room. He's saying hello, Mom and Dad. Maybe Mom and Dad are watching too. Oh, you are just really something tonight. One of these days, I'm going to have a second camera or a third camera, and you guys will be able to see how he gets on the other side of my monitors, because I got 5 of them over here, and he just walks back and forth, his tail walking. I don't know if you need that guy on camera or not, because I was busy listening to other things. Do me a favor, check out this logo, will you? I have to do that because I had to blow my nose. We've got, what's got in my hair? The cat had stuff in his hair, now I got stuff in my hair. What's going on? We've got fires all over the place in Las Vegas, and not Las Vegas, but all over Nevada. There's about 5 of them. And then on top of that, there's a couple fires in California. So we've got really smoky, situation out here. And a lot of people are complaining with headaches. I'm getting them too.
As smoky as J.D. Vance's eyes.
By the way, I want to thank my friend Joe for coming over today and dropping off 12 pack of Diet Coke.
Awesome.
He said, I watched your show last night. I saw you said you were getting out of Diet Coke. I got some and I don't even drink it. So here. Oh, that was very nice of him. I had another friend of mine who buys cases and cases of soda because they have vending machines that they have to stock at the place where they work, and so they buy it at a discount and by the case, by the pallet. And so he says, "Look, I'll charge you my price on that, which is like he gets 4 for $20. So that's $5 a 12 pack." And so about once a week or so, I meet up with him and get my 4 for. I used to have to wait for it to go on sale, but he has a place where he gets it like that. So a couple of friends of mine hooking me up with some. I need this for the caffeine. I don't drink coffee, and this has caffeine in it, and I think that's why Donald Trump probably does it too.
Okay. Him and Donald Trump just do it for the caffeine.
Things like they're not good for you.
Makes sense.
I don't recommend that either.
Soda talk.
So come on in the room.
He could corner the market on Diet Coke talk on TikTok. Be the first guy there. Once he goes off the rails, he pretty much stays up. Yeah, he tries to get back on topic, but damn it if you guys didn't drive him back down in the ditch.
We're getting a decent little crowd.
Hold on just a second. Let me make sure this is the right video clip.
You're fucking with the wrong nigga. So you might as well give it up.
Just a second, guys. I think there might be a better one. This one had dead space at the beginning, didn't it? Yeah, I didn't have the audio turned on.
And trying to attack us.
This one. Sorry.
Are coming over here and trying to attack us. Listen, you're fucking with the wrong nigga. So you might as well give it up.
I'm going to use the full clip. It's good. All right, back to it.
I don't know. Really, honestly, I don't know where to start tonight because of a bunch of different things. I've got a lot of news for you. I do have a lot of news for you. We have to wait for the crowds to get here. And, or not the crowds. I mean, we got a few people in right now. But I don't really want to get into weeds too much on this. And I apologize for my voice, but I think it's the smoke in the air. Because everybody says I've got headaches. I'm getting them sinus headaches because of breathing the smoke. And I haven't been talking much today because I've just been studying the news. I've been on the phone maybe once. And so my voice isn't really warmed up. So it's probably going to be a little scratchy because of the smoke outside. But it's becoming difficult to breathe outside. And of course, the air conditioner is sucking the air in from outside.
I hate to cover Bart, to be honest with you, but goddamn, if he doesn't come up with some fucking wild shit, dude.
And so there's just a whole bunch of fires. And hopefully they'll get them under control before too long. It's been going on for over a week. But I want to address a couple of things. First of all, to my people in the chat room. You know, I call it the way I call it. And sometimes I'm blunt. And sometimes I say things with a grin.
Yeah, you treat them like shit. We've been there.
I'm not trying to chastise anybody when I tell you that I'm doing.
And then expect them the most entitled. You know, that's usually what the right calls liberals. They're so entitled. The most entitled take I think I've ever seen from a fucking human is him describing why he can't work a regular job. He has to do this, and it has to work. And that means that people have to donate to him.
Doing the best I can. When you get upset with me or when you seem upset in the chat room because I'm running late or whatever, I do the best I can. And if I've said something to offend you,
I posted on Twitter.
I didn't mean to offend you, but like I said, I call it like I see it. And but we have this situation with another podcaster that criticizes every word I say. I went over today with a friend of mine and did a deep dive into this guy. This guy's nobody. He doesn't have any, well, he's nobody as much as I'm nobody. Okay? His following is no bigger than mine, even though it's...
Imagine that's your lead into this. This guy's nobody. He's nobody. Well, he's nobody like I'm nobody. Okay.
I went and looked at his different platforms, and he's got the same amount of people watching his show that I have watching mine. He's got more people in the chat room because his content is very immature, so he has very immature people. And his chat, mine is more a more mature audience. And so...
I'm going to be honest with you. My audience is old AF, okay? We got a gaming granny. We got a Chinese woman. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not in a pissing contest with this guy, but he's in a pissing contest with me. So every word that I say, he goes over and literally follows my show immediately, boom, and he's got my show up during his show and disputes every word that comes out of my mouth.
Every word.
For instance, yesterday I said I can't use Google Chrome to watch Alex Jones. And he goes immediately over to Alex Jones and says, I'm watching it on Google Chrome. This guy's a liar. He didn't know what he's talking about. Okay.
I actually said, I wonder why he thinks that. Why he thinks you can't watch it. And he's going to say like, oh, well, it cuts off of it. I let that video play in the background the entire time we did the stream. It actually auto-played a couple more of it. I don't know how many because I didn't sit there and watch it. It was just playing in the background. Never stopped playing. I don't understand why you think that.
I hate people who take everything literally and don't understand sarcasm or don't understand generalizations.
That was sarcasm? I can't watch Alex Jones on Google Chrome because they won't let it play because the censorship. That was sarcasm?
I have a friend of mine that does that, and I love her dearly, but I constantly tell her, stop taking everything literally.
Me too.
I need $50 now.
I'm in my 30s too.
Okay, I rounded it up to 50. That kind of thing. And I love it.
Well, that's weird.
I need $50. No, you need $48. Okay, I rounded it up to 50. That kind of thing. And I love her to death, but it is natural for certain people to be that way. And if you're somebody who I have an attachment to or that I have a friendship with, I can overlook it. But when you're just obnoxious about it, well, then it's a character flaw. All right.
It's a sarcastic N-word.
So every word I said last night, he went and picked it apart. And this is the funny part. This guy will watch my show, and he's not watching it. I mean, he's watching it for the first time, but he's reading notes because we've got people that come in the chat room, and I know who you are. I'm figuring you out because I go over there and I check his chat room, and I know who you are now.
Have you guys been providing me notes? I need to see those notes. Who took notes?
And tonight when I see you,
that's right, Billy.
So you're probably gonna hide.
Tell him about it.
But they take notes, and then they report back to him in the chat or text or whatever. Bert brought you up in the beginning of the show. Bert brought you up halfway through the show. Bert is said this or that or the other thing. Holy moly.
Oh, maybe that's what he's saying. There are people that are like, hey, I just saw the Bert show. He fucking crashed out. And I'm like, oh, okay.
We just got attacked by, I think there's an earthquake. I'm kidding. What was it? The cat had nothing to do with that little accident right there.
Are you the one that came back and was like, yeah, you banned me and then talk shit or whatever? Was that you? I did see that in the chat.
Oh, wow, that was cool. Remember the other day when...
First time seeing this guy. Okay. This is Bert Lynch, washed up lounge singer from Las Vegas. So basically his whole life was trying to like get into entertainment. Okay, first of all, he joined the Air Force Choir. He said he was recruited to that. He started a band there called Nightwing or something. He was in there for, some people say less than 2 years, but whatever. Then he gets out and tries to make it as a musician and actor, and obviously it doesn't work out. Obviously, you've never seen him in anything, right? Or you wouldn't know that you saw him in anything. But that's been his whole life. At one time, he did own 2 bars, he claims, but his wife divorced him and took everything, so he had to leave that. He lives in Las Vegas, and he was doing his own thing. At one point, he got cancer on his throat or whatever. The Las Vegas, the state of Nevada paid all his medical bills, and he did a GoFundMe, and a right-wing QAnon podcaster shared his GoFundMe and raised him, I don't know, $80,000, $90,000. Maybe it was 70. I can't remember. Tens of thousands of dollars. That that put a spark in his mind that he could podcast. He could do it better than anybody else. He's been an actor and a musician and this, that, and the other. So he's going to make it big. Sometimes he talks about how he's going to be the next Tucker Carlson. Okay. But he literally has the same 6 people watching him every night. And when he first started his podcast, tons of people were donating to him. He built a studio, like a Joe Rogan studio, like a next level, so way more than you need for a normal fucking podcast. Through donations, people donated and bought him stuff. He built this studio. The motherfucker spent, some people claim, depending on whose math you look at, close to $500,000 in donations that he's received on a studio. At least tens of thousands of dollars, if not $100,000, at least. Some people claim close to $500,000 on a studio and didn't pay his rent that the studio was built in. He didn't pay his rent. So he got evicted from that place, bounced from couches to motels to hotels, and asking for donations, saying he's in a weekly 1-room apartment right now, and his internet just got shut off for 2 days. But he comes back on here and begs for money. He's harassed people for money. He told one lady that she was lying about how much money she made because she didn't get enough in food stamps. Would ask people, what really bothered me is he's like, I need $20. And the person's like, I don't have it. Sorry. I can't pay my light bill. I don't have food in the grocery or any groceries. I don't know how I'm going to eat. And he's like, well, don't you have $5? What about $1? Because you send $1, just like crazy shit. And he attacks his audience. He lashes out. He's just, I don't know. He's a crazy right-wing podcaster. And in his own mind, he's famous. He's going to tell you about his whole background here in a second. And my question to him was, why didn't he put any money? He's telling me that some of his events made $10,000 a night. $10,000 a night. But his claim is because he was the guy putting on the event, even though it made $10,000 a night, all of that, or the 99% of that, whatever, went to expenses. Then why would anybody do it? Yeah, he got 2 donations, and he's like, thank you. If everybody be like these cool people, why would anybody do it? If you put on a show, and it's headlining somewhere, or a corporate gig, or whatever, and it's $10,000 a night is what you're making, and it costs $9,500 to put it on, why would anybody do it? He's like, if you're an actor and musician, your retirement is you just got to perform till you die. I don't think so.
I showed the video of the Clintons being interviewed and the lamp fell. That's what just happened. And she said, what did she say? Jesus, Joseph, and Mary. Okay, so there's Carly. There's Pritzilla. So anyway, thank y'all for being here. So let me get back to what I'm saying. So he picks everything
Oh, he pegged you almost immediately, Predzilla, whoever you are.
apart. And because he hasn't watched it, sorry, I need a haircut. My hair's just driving me crazy. I'll get 3 words and he'll stop and start criticizing. And then after the next couple, 3 or 4 words, he'll realize that I was just setting up something to make a point or whatever. So when you take things out of content, and which is his thing, take it out.
Take things out of content. When you take things out of content, by the way, it's impossible for me to take anything out of context. Unless you want me to be in the room with you behind the scenes from a second camera angle, I play the entire thing. It's impossible for me to take things out of context. I might emphasize something, right? I might exaggerate something for a joke, but it's impossible to take things out of. This is all the context.
Out of content to criticize, because that's his entire show is criticizing other people. So he has to criticize everything. It's pathetic. It's sad. Now, Robert Land says, hello, son. Is your son in the room right now, or are you talking to me? So I got to stop looking at the chat long enough to tell you all this. So everything's literal. He spent 10 minutes on the fact that I said I lived there for 100 years. Everybody knows that's sarcasm. Everybody knows that's a generalization. But he had to make it a point.
That's a dumb generalization, dude. Again.
That it's not a good one. And because I didn't think of it, it's not a good one. You should have said I've lived there forever. Because forever is better than saying I lived there for 100 years. This is just...
Yes. The lifespan of someone is not typically 100 years, right? That's well above average. And you've been in Las Vegas for what you claim is decades. So saying 100 years is weird. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, so we have McNally and
hold on.
12-year affair with you. That allegation is false.
You know, I'm not sitting here as some little woman standing by my man like Tammy Wynette. I'm sitting here because I love him.
And for added drama, a light fell off the wall and nearly hit them.
You know, an average person. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Woo.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Woo, woo. False. They thought it was a damn assassination attempt.
Woman standing by my man like Tammy Wynette. I'm sitting here because I love him.
And for added drama, a light fell off the wall and nearly hit them.
You know, an average person. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Woo.
Well, I'm glad you got a time to call him out. There's a lot of people that he's treated poorly, that support him, that donate, that fucking just disagree with him, and he ran them off. He treated Marianne Mann like shit, dude, in private messages. Treated her like shit. And then when she finally said, well, some people don't like cussing, in a post he made, he fucking flipped out on her, blocked her, got rid of her, like after he spent months begging her for $5.
And Robert Land now have become father and son. I guess. Stop it. I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking.
Someone told this guy he was funny once, and it has ruined him.
This is why Brad turns that off. What was I saying? Okay, so everything's literal with this idiot. I said, I can't watch, I can't use Google Chrome to show you guys Alex Jones because they won't let me play it. And he went over there, it's played. Okay, so for you people that need everything spelled out for you,
okay,
if you watch Alex Jones for 10 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes a minute and a half, just depends when it decides to put the pop-up in the middle of it that says, this transmission has been stopped. I don't know exactly what it says, but it stops it. And it says, Google Chrome does not recognize this.
I think that's something with you. I think that's something with you. Like maybe you need to update Chrome. Maybe you need to do something different. Because again, I let it play it's like this is a 3-hour video here. I let it play the whole time in the background on mute. And everything played through, every bit of it.
This format or something along those lines. I think that's the word it uses. Google Chrome does not.
So I wonder why he thinks this.
I recognize this format and the video has been stopped.
It's playing again in the background right now. We'll check in on it later. Just to prove that it's playing in the background. Here it is. This is band.video, right? Alex Jones' website. Monday emergency broadcast. It's 3 hours and 52 minutes, and we are at 17:18 seconds.
Stopped. And you have to log out, log back in, and it'll do it again and again and again. But sometimes it'll let you watch it for 10 minutes. Sometimes it'll let you watch it for an hour. And then sometimes it won't even let you get logged on. It just has I think it depends on how the video was cut, maybe, at Alex's studio. I really don't know why it does it, but it does it. And since I use so much Alex Jones, I use a different search engine to bring his content to the show. Because Firefox never does that. So I made the assumption, through critical thinking, that it must be something about Google Chrome and Google, which is owned, Google Chrome owns by Google, which is owned by Alpha.
Yeah, but the problem is your assumption, right, and your critical thinking is flawed because you're an old guy trying to use the internet. You admittedly don't understand how anything works. You think you need a new piece of hardware so you can broadcast to Facebook. So I thought, is that true? I wonder why he thinks this. And I went and played it in the background. It's an experiment. It worked.
Which completely shadow bans everything Alex Jones does. That's the reason that happens. So Will Bird, if you want to go watch 45 minutes or an hour of Alex Jones and see it happen so that it's verified for your dumb ass, go ahead and do it. Because I am no longer going to continue to try and satisfy him or his crowd. Because after looking at his Twitch and his Rumble.
Let me tell you, he spends the next 2 hours satisfying me and my crowd, by the way.
A couple others. Yeah, one of them says he's got 3,500 followers or something, 3,000 plus followers. But that was back when he was a Trump supporter. He lost those people.
Well.
100 views on Twitch and a couple hundred views on Rumble. Just like me.
Oh, okay.
So if I'm insignificant, then so are you dumbass.
I'm less insignificant. I don't know what to tell you, Bert.
So I haven't heard anybody say, I guess I should have asked. I guess you guys can hear me okay. I guess you're seeing me all right. Sorry, I didn't ask, but I see Ruta saying hello to everybody. Fred Zelda, let me ask you a question.
Oh, here we go. The Inquisition's here. Pret Zelda, who are you?
Do you have any connection to the legend of Pret Zelda? Or Pret Zelda? Because in Wilbert's chat room, there is someone chatting called the legend of Pret Zelda.
Is that you, legend?
Would that be you? I wonder if I'll get a response to that. So, I'm not going to worry about that group anymore because there's, if I'm insignificant, you're certainly insignificant too.
Okay.
As far as Will, and I'm answering this because you're never going to interview me and I'm never going to interview you.
Okay.
I'm going to leave this alone after tonight.
Well, there you go. We're never interviewing each other.
I know you're watching right now, and I know that you think I'm going to go watch.
Twitch is my primary platform, but a lot of people don't have it because it's like another app to download. But I do like Twitch a lot better.
Your show, which I probably will. After I get done here.
For live stuff. Well, YouTube's come a long way too. After YouTube signed a bunch of the Twitch streamers over there permanent, they've come a long way too, and the stuff you can do there.
Nothing to do but sit here and talk to my cat.
And Twitch used to be better, so I got hooked on it that way with like alerts and donations and stuff like that, pop-ups, all the different actions you can do with Twitch. But YouTube's about even with them now. Yeah.
So I audit all of the podcasters, and I look at your show too. I hope that builds your ego up. Okay, so yes, that's me. All right, so explain something to me, hon. Are you the one reporting back to him everything that I say?
Are you, legend? Are you the one reporting everything back to me that he says?
Because I heard your comments yesterday. I saw your comments yesterday. My mods would have kicked you out.
I saw your comments yesterday. I saw your comments yesterday. My mods would have kicked you out if they'd have saw those. Those were dirty, dirty comments. I heard them. I saw them. I saw your comments yesterday. What the fuck is this? I saw what you said yesterday in a different video that I was watching like a stalker. I follow you around the internet and I see what you say.
You out of this room for that. Are you the one reporting back to him everything I say about him? Are you taking notes right now?
Oh, sweet. Yeah, the Burt Lynch Truth page. I'm friends with those. I think a lot of the people over there, we don't agree politically because they're still Trump supporters. And I was too at one time, but I am no longer. But that doesn't matter for Burt.
I've been nothing but nice to you. You see what I mean, gang? That's my point.
His mods would have kicked you out if he didn't kick out his mods already.
And there's others. I think and I don't normally point them out because it makes them feel important when I point out their name.
I was reading along. When it got to the one where the first one that I could see of yours, you can't back all the way up. But before he banned you, the first ones that I saw of yours was, this is what we told you multiple times. We're not complaining that tons of people are paycheck to paycheck. That's not the point. I read from there on.
So the other thing, Will, for your edification, because you're so fucking stupid. And now he went, No, I watch for research unrelated. Okay. I don't care. But
unrelated.
You've been respectful over here, so I'm not kicking you out. I just wanted to know. And I don't really care. Look at this. What a mess. I'm telling you right now, guys, if I really wanted to, I could take these headphones off, mess up my hair, and show you. It's out of here. It's really out of here. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like when they did that to Trump that time, that's what my hair would look like right now if I did it for you guys. Of course, that would get made into a meme. So no. And yes, the pinky was up, so it wasn't legitimately a go F you sign. But I also don't like what you've done to people who left your chat and I care about. I don't understand.
Uh-oh. He doesn't understand.
You care about people that go live in that guy's room?
Not the people that just left. People that you kicked out and talk shit about and fucking run down. Those people. 16 thumbs up, 31 thumbs down.
Why would you even care? That doesn't matter. We can be civil, though. Yeah. See, the first thing is we don't know who you are. And that's the anonymous internet person who hides behind a fake name and makes comments about other people. To me, is
right. It's not that you're poor. It's not that you're paycheck to paycheck or worse than that, right? It's the way you come on here and try to make money. It's the way you speak to people. It's the way you fucking treat people. For me, it's with Burt has always been the entitlement. I can't get a regular job. I'm a musician. I can't leave Las Vegas. This is where everything is. I can't go live somewhere cheaper. Maybe you in your podunk piece of shit town can get an apartment for $500 a month, but here everything's $2,000 a month minimum, and I can't leave here. This is where like that shit, dude.
My book considered a low life. You've been, like I said, you said nothing negative here, but you do say negative things over there.
He busted you.
Zilla says you've kicked me out on other names. I've only kicked you out if you've been rude.
Only if you've been rude. Rude.
Pretzilla, if you've emailed me.
What was that from? She said I did a rude. Was that Andy Griffith?
And I've gotten all the emails I've gotten have been a bunch of bullshit.
My dad loved Andy Griffith so much that we bought Andy Griffith trivia for him for Christmas one year and played it like crazy.
There's been no one emailed me with anything legitimate.
Right. It's one thing to say, I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm going to fucking make it on my own. Fuck you guys that tell me to go live somewhere cheaper. I'm out here. I got to work 2 jobs. I got to fucking Uber. I got to, deliver food. And I do, and I work a regular fucking night shift or whatever, right? It's another thing to say, I'm not fucking leaving here. I can't leave here. I got to be here. And you guys send me money so I can do it.
Fake job offers, fake Zelle notifications. I get that shit every day. Okay? And if I kick you out, you're just going to end up back in here under another name. So,
have you been sending him fake job offers, chat?
Chat, now you know who this person is. So let's go edify Will Bird. I'm not going to play his clips.
Okay.
I could go play his clips for you because it's ridiculous. He made the claim. Bert's been in all these movies and done all this stuff. He should have some money saved up. I'm twice your age.
Yes. Yes. I believe you should have some money by now. I think you should have planned a lot better, for sure. One of these appearances in a movie, he says, paid him, $4,500 for 5 days or something, or let's say a month. It doesn't matter. That's $13,000 in today's money. That's $13,000 in 2025.
Age, you dumbass. I've lived 3 times the life you've had. I have made and lost fortunes in my life. Being in a movie with a speaking part, with 1 or 2 or even half a dozen lines, does not pay millions of dollars like the...
No one said it did. I didn't say, where's the millions of dollars that you made on this movie part? Where's any of it, dude?
The league gets. Don Johnson got $50,000 an episode for Miami Vice. I got $300 after taxes an episode. Where's all that money? Revenge of the...
And I don't think it's mostly about his acting. I'm sure he didn't make very much acting. You talk about how big a career you've had in Las Vegas. People would recognize you and stop you on the streets and red carpets, and you were doing this, and you were thinking about buying that, and you were doing that. You pissed it away. Just say it. You pissed it away.
The Nerds, and my name is in it. Revenge of the Nerds Part 2, in the credits as a stuntman. I appear as a background extra 8 times in that movie. I made $3,000. I was there for 20 days.
That launched in 84, okay? In 1984 was when Revenge of the Nerds come out. $3,000 in 1984. Let me type in a formula. Is about $10,000 today. That's pretty good for being there for 20 days. You made $10,000 for 20 days.
If you need the tax returns. I have Screen Actors Guild residuals that come to me in the form of checks for $2. About every 4 or 5 months, $2, $3.
Yeah, that's what he just said. He said that I've had and lost fortunes, and then he's going to tell a story about how he was so poor he could never possibly have a fortune. You can't say, I've made and lost fortunes, and then give us this bullshit line about how you could never possibly make a fortune because it was shit money.
I was in many episodes as a background extra.
And I understand completely chasing your dream. The man's 67 years old, 66 years old. There's a time to be like, especially like a Republican, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Well, there's a time to be like, okay, it ain't working.
It's not the one I got in the credits for was called Shadows in the Dark. As a background extra on Miami Vice, you make $300 for any day that you want, $325 for any day you on the set. Sometimes you might get 2 days on set, some days you might get 1 day on set, just depending. I was in the movie Flight of the Navigator. I played a cop. I was there probably 5 days for the whole shoot. The part that they shot I was involved with, which was the house that the kids lived in. And
I'm not disputing, even though these are large amounts of money, like fucking $10,000 is pretty decent for 20 days on set, right? $13,000 is pretty decent for a month. He says he's there for a month. It's the lies I think you tell about how big you were in Las Vegas or your corporate events or whatever.
When they shot the fireworks off the roof, I'm one of the cops that comes running up in the yard.
I don't think you can both brag about how you're this big wig in Las Vegas and, a mover and a shaker and did this and owned this bar and did this and headlined this show and also be so fucking poor you are 9 days behind on weekly rent and your internet's getting shut off. Something doesn't add up there.
I'm one of the cops that's watching when the spaceship lands in the front yard. I'm driving the second police car at the end. I can jump out and run through the yard. But you'd never know it was me unless I pointed out to you. I was 25 years old. I'm trying to get my start in the movie business. I've shown pictures on this show of me with Howard Hessman on the set, dressed as a cop. I've shown pictures of me with the lead character, dressed as a cop. I never was a cop. I was always somebody who played a cop. I was in the movie The Saga of Hammerhead Jones, filmed in Miami. I played Matt Poulin. I don't think I've ever played those clips because they're in storage, and I don't have copies of them with me. But Miami, I played Matt. I never was a cop. I was always somebody who played a cop. I was in the movie The Saga of Hammerhead Jones, filmed in Miami. I played Matt Poulin. I don't think I've ever played those clips because they're in storage, and I don't have copies of them with me. But I was a principal character in that film. Principal character means recurring throughout the film with multiple lines. That movie was filmed in 1986, and I made $4,500. That's it. I've been in several theatrical plays, professional, where they pay you a weekly salary.
Sorry.
With me. But I played Matt Poulin. I don't think I've ever played those clips because they're in storage, and I don't have copies of them with me. But I was a principal character in that film. Principal character means recurring throughout the film with multiple lines. That movie was filmed in 1986, and I made $4,500. That's it. I've been in several theatrical plays, professional, where they pay you a weekly salary, $500, $600, $700, $800 a week. I've worked for 20 years in Las Vegas on the Strip. Average pay, $1,200 a week, $1,500 a week. So where's all this fortune supposed to have been saved?
Where was this fortune that you lost?
A weekly salary, $500, $600, $700, $800 a week. I've worked for 20 years in Las Vegas on the Strip. Average pay, $1,200 a week, $1,500 a week. So where's all this
20 years. 20 years. That'd be somewhere around, and 20 years ago, that'd be somewhere around $2,000 a week. $2,000 to $2,500 a week.
Is fortune supposed to have been saved? Simple-minded people think simple.
Well, you just said you've made and lost fortunes. So how is this fortune supposed to be made? Well, how did you have one to lose, Bert? You can't. That's what I'm saying is you can't have it both ways. You can't tell me there was no way I could have made a fortune and then also say I've made and lost fortunes.
Show business,
I think Bert spent most of his life living beyond his means and pissing away his money, thinking that it was always going to be there. And then when it wasn't there, there's nothing left, right?
You don't get famous, you don't get rich in show business until you are the lead character, until you're the star of a show. You struggle. That's why so many actors in New York and LA work as waiters while they're working as an actor. I did the same thing. I played music in my band at nighttime, on the weekends. The whole time I was in Miami, I also co-owned a rickshaw company where I pulled a rickshaw and I owned 6 more rickshaws. The other guy owned the other 6 rickshaws, and we rented them out so that other guys could pull them and make money.
God, I wish Bert would pull my rickshaw.
I got in the bar business because I got married, and I didn't want to be on the road anymore. And after 20 years of working in bars, I knew one thing about bars. I had seen how to not run them so many times. I was pretty sure that I could run them right, and it turned out that I could. But I lost my bars in Savannah, Georgia due to my divorce. And all the money. My wife got everything. I've told the audience before. At the age of 36 years old, I was bankrupt. My wife got all the marital assets, and I got all the marital debt. And lost my child. And spent 4 or 5 years, and all of the money I could earn and borrow and whatever to fighting in court to keep my child. And I didn't win. So by the time I was 40, I was starting over in life with nothing. I'm now 66.
$26
I worked for 15 years on the Strip as a lounge and headliner at the same time in a lounge.
Yeah, Bert would have been a perfect candidate for like never saved anything up, had to live off Social Security, but he didn't even pay into Social Security.
Sometimes and headliner.
That's true. It's always someone else's fault, or the system, or the Democrats, or my wife, or her new boyfriend, or whatever that I put in jail, or the people in my chat, or Will Bird, or it's always someone else's.
On the gig. The lounge gigs paid about $1,200, $1,500 a week.
Yeah, that's not usually how divorces work. You get 100%, he gets 0.
Do a headline job, do a corporate job, where you take your show, not just your lounge act, but your show, with costumes and scripts.
Listen.
And you might have a $10,000 night.
A $10,000 night. Now, he hasn't been doing that recently, so we can put some inflation on that, right? A $10,000 night. But it costs $10,000 to run the show. Why would anybody do it, Bert? To break even or lose money? A $10,000 night.
But it costs you that much to keep that show alive. You got to pay all.
It costs $10,000 to run the show.
On the Strip as a lounge and headliner at the same time in a lounge sometimes and headlining sometimes, depending on the gig. The lounge gigs paid about $1,200, $1,500 a week. Do a headline job, do a corporate job, and headlining sometimes.
Sorry, it froze.
I'm now 66.
Damn it, stop freezing.
At the same time, in a lounge sometimes and headlining sometimes, depending on the gig. The lounge gigs paid about $1,200, $1,500 a week. Do a headline job, do a corporate job.
We should get him to go on that. Who's the guy, Caleb Hammer? Bert, if I sign you up, would you go on Caleb Hammer's financial audit podcast where they give you advice and set you up with a financial planner and stuff like that?
Where you take your show, not just your lounge act, but your show, with costumes and scripts, and you might have a $10,000 night. But it costs you that much to keep that show alive. You got to pay all expenses for the show. Robert, that picture with the Hulk, that wasn't me. That was my high school friend. Drinking the beer, that wasn't me. I was there, but I wasn't in that picture. I posted it and said, I'm there in that room somewhere. I was there at that event, but I wasn't in that picture. That was a friend of mine that was in that picture. But I was there at that event, Skinny Hulk. Tamana's saying she had surgery this morning. So, I certainly hope it went well for you, Tamana. Kimber's saying hello. Hi, Kimber.
Oh, we have somebody in my chat, Bert, offering to give you guitar lessons. I know you said you weren't the most competent at guitar. We could do some virtual learning, maybe. Interested in that?
Red, White, and Blue says you have a child. I talk about him all the time. He just turned 30. And he's Bert the Third, named after my father and myself. But his mother changed his name when she took my parental rights.
Right. If you can't agree on what you're splitting up, a lot of times they make you sell the asset and split the proceeds.
So he doesn't have my last name anymore. She never remarried because nobody would have her ass. I was the only person dumb enough to marry her. So you don't get rich in show business until you become a star.
Okay. But I feel like you're telling when you say you're the headliner and corporate picked up your show and these lounges or whatever picked up your show, I feel like you're claiming you are the star. Like a $10,000 night sounds pretty good. But it costs $10,000 to run it too? That seems silly. Like maybe nobody would do it.
Somebody in the chat the other day said, I have a friend that's in Vegas and they were making enough money, they bought a house. Well, guess what? I never did. If you want to be a background musician, if you want to be somebody who doesn't spend any money and just goes and gets paid to play for somebody, you can make a living in this town. But if you own the act, if you are the leader of the band, and you have...
I just don't believe this. So what he's saying is, If you're like my guitar player, you can make a living. You can own a home. You can do well for yourself. But if you own the acts, you won't make any money. You can't make a living. You're broke. Extrapolate this to any other business, right? And you're not just fucking up. Like you're a truck driver, you own the truck and put a driver in it, right? You are a construction worker, you own the construction company. If you make sound financial decisions, it seems like that higher level of the owner would be making more money. You can't make a living at all if you're the owner. I think his celibacy that he promised God for saving him from throat cancer is getting to his head or something. It's like the opposite of a venereal disease. Why would anybody ever be the show owner then? I understand you've got expenses. You got to pay this guy, this guy, this guy. You got to pay for setup and takedown and roadies, whatever, right? But if you're making less than your guitarist, I think you've budgeted wrong.
Have to own the PA system and the truck and the lights, and you pay the agent, and you do all that other stuff. You usually end up spending more, or at least as much as you make, just staying in business. That's the way it is in show business. That's the way it is with musicians. That's why you hear all these stories about these bands that toured forever and never made any money. These one-hit wonders that are 80 years old and are still out there right now performing. I know because I used to perform with them. I've opened for the Dell Vikings, the Drifters, the Platters, Joey D.
When I see stories about people that are like still touring, they had a tour for like 40 years. They made the money, right? They pay for the house. They usually have a really nice house. They did the thing. They made the money, and they're trying to keep up that same lifestyle. It's not like they're in a fucking one-bedroom home or whatever, right? They made the money. They bought the nice shit, and they're trying to keep up that same lifestyle, so they're a slave to the road. I don't see anybody like spending 30 years touring with fans actually showing up and living in like a fucking crack house single wide.
And Starlighters, Jan and Dean. Those are all acts from the 50s. That in the 70s, I mean, in the 80s and 90s, I opened the show for them, and I owned the PA system. So I would set up the PA system, open the show, and they would headline. And I would make $1,200, $1,500 a week doing that. But I opened for all these guys. Out here in Vegas, I can't even name all the people I've opened for. There's so many. Chubby Checker, the Platters, I mentioned them. The Checkmates. I worked with them for a year. Stuart says, I'll stick with farming. I'm not built for show business. I understand. You know, and a lot of people have said that to me all my life. You need to fall back on something. I've always believed that if you spend all your time working on something to fall back on, that's where you'll end up falling back on it.
Well, that was silly. So you had no backup plan. No one says spend all your time building a backup plan. That wouldn't be a backup plan. That would be your primary plan. But you should have had something.
Made some bad in my life. You need to fall back on something. I've always believed. Stuart says, I'll stick with farming. I'm not built for show business. I understand. You know, and a lot of people have said that to me all my life. You need to fall back on something. I've always believed that if you spend all your time working on something to fall back on, that's where you'll end up falling back on it. Made some bad choices, mostly about the women I dated. But I'm being berated on these other shows for being
So it's the women's fault. Okay, the women he dated.
a liar. I'm not a liar. I never said I was famous. I said I worked in this industry, and I have worked in this industry. And headlining in Las Vegas doesn't mean you're famous anywhere else. It just means you have enough money to be able to afford to put a show in a showroom. And my corporate gigs in the 90s.
So he is claiming he's famous in Las Vegas.
I mean, in the 2000s were amazing. I did a lot of shows for Legends in Concert and other.
And this is the ones, the corporate ones, saying they were, $10,000 nights.
I mean, in the 2000s were amazing. I did a lot of shows for Legends in Concert and other promoters. And most of the time I spent half my day packing my truck full of my gear, taking it over, setting it up to do the show, doing the show that night, getting paid $400.
Yeah, that's called work.
$300, whatever it was, and tearing it down and taking it back home. And that's about a 12-hour day for a 4-hour show. Well, you have a job in the daytime and sing at night.
That's called work, dude. People do that. No one expects you to have a day job if you're doing that 7 days a week. Obviously. If you're doing that 1 day a week, You don't think you could have worked somewhere else as well?
You're stupid. You just don't know what you're talking about. You can do that if you're somebody's guitar player and you just show up at their gig at 9 o'clock and start playing guitar. Take your guitar, put it in a case, get in the car, go home again. You can do that. But if you're the front man and you own the show and you have to do all the work, you cannot. You cannot. And God bless me with a voice and stage presence. And I am a okay guitar player. I can hold my own on stage with my guitar, but I would never go. I've been offered.
There you go. Ice King. Ice King is really into deportations there, Bert.
Bert, we need a lead guitar. I'm not your guy. I'm not your guy.
He'll show you. He'll teach you.
Play lead guitar for you. Not because I'm an ego and I want to be the front guy. My main thing is singing and fronting the audience, fronting the band.
Right. If you spent, I don't know, 10 fucking years doing this and just breaking even or doing worse, and your guitar player owns their home, a nice car, and settled down, and you own nothing, you're breaking even and losing. There has to be a moment where you're like, oh, this isn't working. Either I need to change the way I pay myself or what I charge or something.
And dealing with the audience. That's my main thing. Most other singers.
There you go. You use a metronome and a few scales. There you go. There is a book that people are raving about on TikTok. I've never been, I could play a banjo. Not good. I can hit a couple licks on a guitar that I still have memorized. But there's a book on music theory on TikTok. I might buy it for Bert. People are talking about how it's so simplified, how it's so much easier, that everybody fucking loves it. They wish they would have had it in school. I thought about getting it for Liam. He used to play in the band. He liked it.
Singers don't want a guy like that in their band. Just like bar owners or bar managers don't want to hire a former bar owner to work in the bar that they manage. Because just like bar owners, the audience, that's my main thing. Because I'm an ego and I want to be the front guy, my main thing is singing and fronting the audience, and fronting the band and dealing with the audience. That's my main thing. Most other singers don't want a guy like that in their band. Just like bar owners or bar managers don't want to hire a former bar owner to work in the bar that they manage. Because
singers don't want singers in their band.
Wear that hat.
This was his excuse of why you couldn't be a bartender. He said that people will Google his name. When they Google it, the first thing they're going to see is that he was a super successful bar owner twice. And then management's going to be like, no, don't bring that guy in here. He'll take the place from us and take it over. His chat, not trolls, his legitimate chat said, can you work at a bar or something? Just enough to, at least make something. We'll still watch. We'll still do this thing. But can you at least do something? I can't. When they Google my name, they'll see that I was a successful bar owner at 2 different bars. Then they'll think, no, we're not bringing this guy in. He'll take our bar over.
Lioness is somebody I've known in Vegas for a long time. She's a lovely lady. She's saying, I'm sure you realize I've known and have known many people out here in the industry. It is very hard for people to understand that.
That is the most bot-sounding comment I've ever seen in my life.
They don't live here and they aren't familiar with the biz. Thank you, Linus. No, it's very true. Listen, one of the things I love about Vegas is after my show is over, there's certain bars where you can go sit down and everybody that's sitting at that bar is in the industry. And when I say in the industry, I don't mean just singers, musicians, but there's sound men, there's lighting technicians, there's stage hands, and they're all sitting at the bar and they're just chilling out after a hard day. And sometimes there's a girl singer or there's a guy guitar player and everybody kind of just goes, and we all know that we're just 9 to 5 in it, just like the bartender is or just like everybody else is. 9 to 5 on stage in front of 100 people or 1,000.
We all know. We all know. Well, us in the industry, we all know. We're nothing special. We're hanging out at our special bar that only us are there. And we all know.
1,000 people. Give me a second, I gotta turn this air conditioner off. So for the people that are sitting over in other chat rooms and criticizing me because he says he's all better, you never got anything to show for it. Well, and it's coming from a guy who chooses to live in a camper. Okay, live in a camper, dude.
Yeah, that's a choice I made. I'm not 9 days behind on my weekly rent. None of my things are getting shut off for past due bills. I don't know.
Dude, if you're happy, I won't criticize you and your family for living in a camper if that's what you want to do. There was a time when I thought...
That's not the criticism here. The criticism here is expecting the 5 people that participate in your show to finance the way you live while also not taking part in that, right? You can't work. You can't get a job. You can't bartend. You can't do this. You can't Uber. You can't do anything. They've suggested hundreds of jobs. They've sent you applications and you yelled at them for it. You guys don't understand what it's like here. Can't do that. That's a union job. Can't do this. They think I take over the place.
About buying a motorhome. I was on the road so much, I thought maybe I should have a motorhome and pull a trailer, but it just wasn't practical. So I didn't do it. But I have spent my life, until I moved to Vegas, on the road. And when I say on the road, I mean pulling a trailer behind a camper or behind a van. Van's got people in it, and the trailer's got our equipment in it, and we're headed for a gig. In Florida, a lot of my musician friends, because we had gotten older by then, had established themselves a bit. They drive their own car to the gig, and we travel in like a caravan. It was a tough life, but it was a fun life, and it didn't make me any money. When I had my show at the Excalibur,
how'd you buy the bars?
It was in a show lounge, and we were there for 7 years, and we were very successful. And I was buying a house, but that was during the 2008 crash, and I lost it. We bought it. It went from being valued at $350,000 down to being valued at $190,000.
He had a show in the Excalibur Hotel in Las Vegas. No nest egg.
$1,000 during the crash. Now it's back up to that price again, but it was a terrible time for everybody in this town. That was 2008, and then most of us dug out of that, and things got a little bit better, and the work was coming along pretty good. And then COVID hit. And it crashed everything. 5 years ago, everybody in this town was wiped out. Every entertainer in this town lost everything. We all did. I had no gig for 2 years. And at the same time, I had cancer and had surgery and spent a year and a half recovering from that. So for the last 2.5 years,
well,
I'm trying to reinvent myself.
We're gonna mark that out because you got a hefty fucking GoFundMe add towards the end of that.
With this. Cran, I totally understand what you're saying. I'm not the only person that mismanaged my life. And Cran's saying I owned a family business for 30 years, 1099. Why didn't you? Oh, she's asking me, why didn't you pay taxes or save money for retirement?
So he thought the only reason he read it was he thought Cran was on his side. I'm not the only person mismanaged my life. Look, they didn't save anything. Oh, you're asking me why I didn't save anything for retirement. Oh.
Well, sweetheart, I don't know what your business was. But I don't know if you made $1,000 and had to turn around and spend $1,500 to get to the next gig. But I did. When you're in show business, you don't get to plan for retirement. Your retirement is the same until you die. You didn't own a show business. Okay, Cran? I'm just trying to inform you. You and I are the same age. But I'm now 65, living on my spouse's widow's benefits. Okay? I don't have an ex-spouse or widow's benefits. When you go through a divorce and you lose everything, and I owned 2 bars and had a very successful. I just in my hair, so I mean nuts. I owned 2 bars that were both struggling most of the time. But between the 2 of them, I made enough money. Just because you own 2 bars don't mean that you're making $2 million. There were months when I had to borrow money from this bar to pay for that bar, or vice versa, or borrow money to keep them both alive, to pay my salaries to my employees and everything else. But after the divorce, all of that ended. Okay? I didn't make the best decisions. I should have gone to work for IBM. Why didn't you say
I don't think anybody's asking why you're not a millionaire. I don't think that's the question.
God almighty. Help me out here, Linus.
The argument is, again, we're not asking why you're not a multimillionaire. We're asking where it all went. $10,000 nights. Even cancer, would you raise $70,000 for your Give, Sing, Go?
So I'm not telling you guys this so you can feel sorry for me. I'm telling you guys this because I'm addressing this for the last time for that Nimrod on the other channel, and then I'm done. Bert, you're missing the point. We laid it out for you multiple times. We don't care about your financial situation technically. In fact, most of us would agree that anyone lives paycheck to paycheck. Okay, I'm not sure who you say we've laid it out for you many times.
Me, you idiot. Everybody in my chat.
Linus says I give up. Unfortunately, I can't, sweetie. I can't give up.
He should have been. So when you're a 1099 employee, you're supposed to play both parts. You pay the full 12.5% or whatever it is, right? You're supposed to pay your employee part and your employer part of Social Security. I'm guessing he didn't report any of it. I don't know.
I'm addressing this because I'm tired of getting all the crap, and I'm putting it out there one last time. And then I'm going to start kicking people out of the show, and I'm going to start muting people, and I'm going to start doing
Okay.
it because it's just time for me. I just want to come on here and tell you guys the news. I just want to come on here and do the show that I'm not doing the show I wanted to do. The show I wanted to do was an entertainment show that included the news, hence the name Infotainment. I'm not able to do that show right now because I went broke. Interesting. The comments are so interesting. So interesting. So Songmaster says, senior living facilities hire entertainers to perform for the residencies weekly, and it pays pretty good. I appreciate that. Now, the fact is, over the last year, I've sold all my music equipment.
So now you can't perform there either. You can't fucking have a goddamn CD and sing over it.
To pay the bills so I can keep this podcast going.
That H1 Hummer, that's right.
I don't have any guitars anymore. I don't have a PA system. I have one microphone. It's this one. And I will rebuild it at some point. But right now, I
Driving in an H1 Hummer in Las Vegas.
can't go and do a music gig unless it's a walk-on singing in somebody else's show. That's the only thing.
Okay. He needs a walk-on spot being the lead singer of someone else's show. That's the only one he can do.
Cran, I'm not sure. Bredzilla says, then tell us the news. As Bredzilla sat right here and instigated the majority of this conversation.
So you fucking instigator. Brett Zilda instigated all this. Now she's like, tell me the news.
I was not going to get into this deeply, but here we go.
What a see you next Tuesday, am I right?
Okay, Bambi, Kohler, do I know you? You need to go get a day job to sustain yourself.
Yeah. Get a day job. Even if you tell them you're older or whatever, you can work a few hours a day. Fuck. 8 to noon. Then come prepare for your show from noon until you start.
Bambi, if you're the Bambi I think you are, nobody here has to pay me a dime. That's your choice. If you want to contribute, just like every other podcaster ask you to do. If you don't want to contribute, then don't. And shut your pie hole. If you don't want to contribute, then don't. You don't know what you're talking about.
And now that his dream is podcasting, I don't know why the fuck he doesn't get to somewhere that's a lower cost of living. You don't need to be in Vegas to podcast. You don't need to be in Vegas to have guests. The argument used to be, I'm in show business. I have to stay here. This is where everything is at. This is where the shows are. This is where the... No, you're not. You're not anymore. Right? You're going to be the next Tucker Carlson. Do this from bumfuck Arkansas and cut your fucking expenses in half. Yes, people are less than him, right? He is Las Vegas famous. This is his city. He has to be there. You wouldn't understand it, peasant.
I looked you up on Facebook and couldn't find you, Bambi. But if you're the same Bambi that used to harass me, you're not going to be in this chat room for very long. But I don't think you'll admit to it. All right, I knew this was going to put me in a pissy mood because trying to explain stuff to people, even in your own chat room, and the people that are coming back with this stuff are the new people. And I guess maybe my Terminator was right. Just don't let them in the chat room. I don't really...
Ban everybody you don't know. That's how you grow your audience.
I don't really owe any of you an explanation. Linus says no one is forced to contribute. You're exactly right, man. And there are people in here that are in here every day that don't contribute, and I treat them exactly the same as the people who do. But Zelda just said something nice. Thank you very much. This show will succeed as long as I don't quit.
That was Bambi. She said, Bert, you need to get a day job and you need to sustain your own life first, then try your show, and people might help when they are not pressed constantly to support you. They have lives they pay for as well. You've literally got people worried about, like, you're going to be fucking kicked out and shit. And I'm sure some people have made the decision to, like, oh, I can do with less so Bert doesn't get kicked out, or so Bert's internet's on. I don't want him sitting in the dark in his 1-bedroom apartment.
It's been a slow go. It's been rough. P. Murphy says, why do you read the chat? Well, what the hell is the chat there for if it's not for me to read? Is it for you guys to have a separate conversation? Let me explain something to you guys. See, this is, now you guys are starting to make me...
Now, Songmaster says, I've been doing this since 2014, and have performed over 850 times during this time. And if I wanted, I could fill my calendar full. All I have is one powered speaker, a small mixer, and a bass subwoofer. One wireless microphone. Probably less than $500 in gear for everything. That's cool. I don't know who Songmaster is. That's cool.
You can go all in a whole damn different direction, okay?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
When you're on stage and you're performing and you're doing your show and you've worked hard to go up there, and let's say you're in a lounge, but it's not just a bar, it's a show lounge. If you're performing in a bar, it's one thing. This is not a bar. This is a chat room on a podcast. In a bar, nothing more annoying than for you to be playing your ass off and a whole table full of people over there talking and laughing and goofing around and not paying any attention to you. And then there's another one over here. And then there's 2 or 3 tables that are watching you and just fascinated and having a great time. You play to those tables. And you try to ignore those other tables. And then every once in a while there's a heckler, like Will Bird. That's what he is. He's a heckler.
Oh, heckle.
Came to the show and he does nothing but heckle.
Heckle.
And entertainers know how to handle hecklers. We put them in their place, and most of the time, once they realize, they shut up, or the bartender or the bouncer throws them the hell out. And that's what I'm going to do. So the moderators are the bouncers, podcasters are the entertainment, and the people talking in the chat room that are not talking about the content in the show are those noisy tables that are annoying everybody else. This is a metaphor. This is a comparison for all of you fact checkers out there.
Okay. Makes sense.
Carly Cutler.
Yeah. I'm following you.
Okay, so what's Carly saying? Unless you're my dad, you get blasted on the show with not wanting to use PayPal or Cash App. I don't understand what you just said, Carly.
Ooh, there she is. Carly.
Okay, Pretzilla says,
oh, was I calling you Kaylee earlier or something?
You're right. So I hope your answer.
I might have been calling you the wrong name.
This other person that says, why do you read the chat? I guess that Predzilla's trying to tell, sometimes if you guys are addressing somebody in the chat room, say their name so that they get it. But then if you do, they're going to pick on you. I get it. Addressing the chat room and talking to people in the chat room is exactly right. Pretzilla says that.
Goes to the news. Oh, yeah.
And get called a stupid idiot con man and get made fun of in front of all your viewers. And then I got a heart. So my dad offered to contribute but wanted to wire the money instead of using an app. Well, I don't know your dad, and I don't remember anybody contacting me.
He doesn't know him. You just be making this up.
Wanting to wire money. I have not had any communication with anybody that does that. I have had people reach out to me on Messenger and say, give me an address, I'll mail you a check, and we've done that. I know older people sometimes, and people just don't like the idea of using the electronic stuff.
He gave Bo Sweeney hell over trying to figure out the app. That fucking meltdown he had over Bo Sweeney, that was fucking insane.
It's very safe, but I understand if people don't want to do it. And no one's forcing anyone to contribute. And so if I didn't get back to someone who said, I want to send you a wire, I get 25.
I'm Bo Sweeney, and I don't know how to use my fucking phone. God damn.
Emails a day from strangers that don't give me any way to get back in touch with them, or it's just crazy. Okay. I've been doing this since 2014. I have performed all over during this time, and if I want to, I can fill my calendar full. All I have is one powered speaker, a small.
Oh, yeah. Twitch makes you do a couple things. Like you have to verify to make sure you're not like a bot account. You have to verify like either your phone number or your email address that you put in. And then if you're a follower, it'll let you comment. It's followers only.
Mixer, a bass subwoofer. I get it, Songmaster. I used to do the same thing, brother. I don't have that anymore. I sold it or pawned it in order to keep this going. I'll get it back someday.
You're fine on YouTube. It's okay.
It wasn't cool. Again, Carly, I didn't downgrade your dad. What are you talking about? Songmaster, are you trying to be critical? Because I'm starting to go spend on equipment right now. I would. I don't understand you guys. Why is everybody so desperate to try and convince me to stop doing this when you're here watching me do this? I really have a problem figuring out your motivation. And because I have so many people that want to make sure that a Trump supporting patriot fails, I am.
That's the problem.
With every comment. So now Red, White, and Blue is going to report the news for you.
It's because he's a Trump supporting patriot.
This happened today.
Integrity steps to be strengthened in the state of Texas.
Okay, we're going to the news.
Getting a HELOC from your local bank, you're about to make a really expensive mistake.
Texas. This is at the end of the day politics, and they need to get back to doing their jobs. And one way or the other, they will. One of the things, it's interesting, Bill, one of the very first assignments I ever had back 17 years ago, when I was newly appointed as the Solicitor General of Texas, one of the first questions I ever got is the Speaker of the House of the Legislature. The legislature was redistricting then, and the Democrats did the same thing. They fled. That time they fled for Ardmore, Oklahoma, the House members, and then shortly thereafter, these Democrats explicitly give to fail. They're sure that we don't.
Oh my God.
Casting illegal votes.
Right now, what's happening?
That was when you got blocked.
Oh my God. Oh God. Okay. Let me finish this story. Carly Culper.
Thanks for finding us.
Your dad is an asshole. Your dad is an idiot.
Ooh. He went there.
Your dad is Bo Sweeney, and you are gone forever.
Oh, your dad is Bo Sweeney. I thought we were talking about somebody else. He was a fucking dick bag to Bo Sweeney. And then I find out this guy's won the lottery not once, but twice. I'm Bo Sweeney and I can't work a fucking phone. Like, what the fuck, dude? Calm down.
Your dad didn't want to wire shit. Your dad's a con man. Okay? See, this is the haters coming over from the other room. Now they're creating little storylines. That's good. Now let's get back to
creating storyline. Yeah, we made that up. Somebody go in there as Bo Sweeney's daughter. That'll throw him off. We made that up. He is the con man.
The Democrats in
he took all of his donations for his studio and told them that they were part owners of the show and that he was working with a new network, a new online network called SNTV, where he would be making between $20,000 and $30,000 per ad read per show. And he would be able to start paying them back by the end of the year. That was years ago. One lady invested, what was it, over $80,000 with him? Like, holy fuck. And she's part owner of his show if it ever starts making money.
Texas do not want Governor Abbott to redistrict Texas because it's going to add 5 new congressional seats to Texas that go to Washington.
That's what he does. He blocks you, then he starts talking shit, right? You're out of here forever. Oh, and by the way, if you want to talk to me.
The Democrats want to stop it. They've done this. It's the third time in the last 10 years they've done this. So they.
Oh yeah, we helped Bo's dog win a contest.
They left. They got on an airplane and they left.
I forgot about that.
And they went to Chicago and D.C. and New York, and they refused to show up and report to work at their jobs. So there is no quorum, which means no bills can be passed and nothing can be done. And so they say they're going to stay gone until the close of this session when they all go on and come back by 3 o'clock. He was going to have them all arrested. Or actually, what he said is he was going to.
Wait, isn't that like the Republicans that closed Congress when the Democrats and a couple of Republicans wanted to vote for the Epstein files?
Replace them. He was going to actually.
No.
Was I guess he in a that would affect the census. Absolutely. Their game is getting played against them, and they're taking the ball and going home. That's right, Linus. That's right.
By the way, this is a complete lie about the Texas redistricting. Okay. They are calling the redistricting that Democrats set it up to where they can win in Texas. The Republicans are the ones who redistricted it last time. The Republicans did it last time. Now they just want to change it again because fucking dynamics have changed. The people have changed. Not because the Democrats did something shady, but just people fucking moved in and started voting different. Trump wants them to redistrict, and here we go. But they were in power last time they did this. What was it, in 2021? The 87th legislation, third called sessions, passed HB1, the Texas House of Representatives redistricting plan, H2316 on October 16, 2021. So it's not due to be done for a while, but they want to redo it to get even stronger Republican voting blocks. Like they were the ones in charge the last time they did this. They had the census in 2020. They redistricted in 2021. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's the same thing. He told me in messages. Like he was trying to donate. He couldn't figure out the app. Bert just wanted to yell at him after it took too long or whatever. Then called him a scammer and a liar. Yeah, it was crazy.
So Linus says, I watched this today and didn't get it. Now I understand. I'm glad I could clear that up for you. So what the Democrats are doing in Texas are, we're not going to allow the vote to happen so that you get 5 more people in Congress. We're just not going to come. Well, that's illegal. We can't do that. So Gavin Newsom today said, if this goes through and Texas passes this redistricting rule, which is going to get covered in this article, I'll let it play somewhere. Newsom said he will redistrict California. And
this is only because they had no plans whatsoever, President Trump encouraged Texas Republicans to create 5 more GOP-leaning House seats ahead of the midterms. It could, if approved, tilt as many as 30 of the state's 38 U.S. House districts towards Republicans, which currently already hold 25 districts.
Add 5 new Democrats to offset it. Okay, now Cold Beer Confessional's back in the room watching the show, and he's buying you guys some
I just came in for a second just to buy a subscription. He flipped out.
more memberships. He's like cancer. You can't get rid of him. All you can do is, and there's no chemo to get rid of an asshole. I think you need hemorrhoid medicine for that.
You think hemorrhoid cream removes assholes?
Maybe that's what we're going to start calling him. Cold Hemorrhoid Confessional.
There you go. That'll stick. Cold hemorrhoid. That'll stick. I can tell already. I love it.
So anyway, back to the story. The Democrats' new thing now is don't.
All right. In the 2018 elections, Democrats made major gains in Texas and Texas House and Texas Senate. And they saw the 2020 elections as a chance to win control of Texas House to give them power over the redistricting in 2021. While Democrats came close to flipping the seats, they made no gains in the 2020 elections, leaving Republicans with full control of the Texas legislature for the 2020 redistricting cycle. Texas gained 2 seats in the U.S. House of Representatives as a result of the 2020 census. The maps Republicans proposed allowed Democrats to keep the 2 houses seats that they gained in the 2018 election cycle, the 7th and 32nd congressional districts, but they made every district that Republicans nearly lost in 2018 and 2020 significantly more Republican-leaning. Legislators drew the map for the state during a special session in fall of February 2021. Many have criticized the maps that passed as racial and partisan gerrymanders designed to keep Republicans in power and reduce the voting power of minorities. News sources specifically noted that both of Texas's new congressional districts were majority white, despite voters of color making up 95% of the state's growth in the previous decade. Multiple groups, including the Justice Department, have sued the state over these maps. Additionally, the Mexican American Legislative Caucus argued in 2021 in MALC versus Abbott that part of the state house map violates the county line rule. So they redistrict in 2021, the Republicans. And now they're trying to tell you that the Democrats did something, and now we have to do it again, even though it's not time to redistrict. See what I'm saying? Like, they shouldn't be allowed to do this. They're calling a special session to do it because Trump said he wanted it, but they were the last ones to do it. It'd be different if, like, Democrats are arguing, like, hey, we think you fucked up that time in 2021 when you did it, and we need to look at this again. And if we can get the votes, we're going to look at it again. It's not. It's like the Republicans are saying, the Democrats made us fuck up when we did it in 2021. So now we got to do it again.
Don't allow the Republicans to get anything done. We're just going to block everything.
Preparation CBC.
We couldn't beat them at the ballot box. We couldn't steal it this time. So we'll go back now and listen to some more of what they have to say over there, Fox.
Fascinating, so we'll keep an eye on that. Of course, somebody had to pay for the private jets. Interesting to see who that would be. And also, they did fundraising appeals last night, which might give you a clue as to the other reason that this is happening. In the meantime, can I take you to Cuba?
Democrats are asking for fundraising. They're asking the public. Democrats are asking the public to donate to fund their trips to Chicago and pay for their hotel rooms and their lodging, their food, and all that. They should go get a day job is what they should do. They should just go get a day job and stop asking.
Well, they have a job. Wait a second. They have a job. Right? They're state legislators.
And their constituents to pay.
Okay. You don't have a job. You stream to 6 people.
Why isn't this playing?
Tell us a little bit about your thoughts there. I do want to get your reaction to Senator Bernie Sanders. He was responding to Peter Doocy on his past support of Cuban policies. Watch.
Last year during the campaign, you said that it's unfair to simply say everything's bad in Cuba. Do you still share that sentiment now that the...
Senator?
Well, it's interesting that Bernie says he supports the right of people, protesters. That has committed incredible predecessor firsthand. That's where you're not risking. Has been fair. They are literally.
Let's get back to the comments.
Joe Biden
seen it more than 60 years. Is that going? The administration sounds like this might.
Well, we're hearing concerning reports that the Biden administration intends to end enforcement under Title 40.
I don't know why he keeps saying Biden administration. It sounds like this might be an older story.
Yeah, anybody that ever asks for donations for any reason, he's just going to say that, right?
And I'm going to go ahead and break away from it because we've got so much more to cover. And of course, the chat room is full of other things, other questions, other comments that I'm. Pred Zelda. This is the last time we're going to talk about Bo Sweeney. Okay, Bo Sweeney started shit in my chat room 2 years ago. He came to the chat room and spent all of his time trying to pick up the women in the chat room. He would message them privately, and they all complained to me about it. I told him to stop it.
They all complained to me about it. And he's got all this evidence.
Then he said, oh, no, I'm your biggest fan. I want to help raise money for you. And he came in here and he challenged everybody in the room to make a donation one night. He said, I'm going to make a donation. I challenge everybody to match it. And everybody did. And then somebody in the chat room asked him, where's his donation? And he private messaged me, and I still have the text message. All right, don't tell anybody. I don't have any money. I'm just trying to raise you some money, bro. I'll try to match it later.
Sure.
I said, that is not cool. Do not come in my room and do that. There's enough people out there calling me shady and calling me a grifter without me having somebody like you.
He still claims he has all this evidence, but he can never show it to us because in case he goes to court one day, he'll need it, I guess, unshown on the internet.
Actually running the grift. Don't do it. And I said, and I better see that donation from you, or I'm going to tell the audience that you did it. And the next day, he spent several hours on a Sunday while I'm trying to enjoy my day off and watching football, texting me over and over and over again, pretending that he couldn't figure out how to use.
Trying to enjoy my day off.
Whatever he wanted to go. I'm going to drive and I'm going to go over to Western Union and I'm going to send it to you that way. I said, bro, you can just use PayPal. You can do whatever you want to do. But if you don't send that money, I'm going to tell everybody that you bullshitted everybody into doing that. And that's exactly what I did. I went on the air and I called him out for what he was. And I said,
he had a fucking meltdown.
I'm not even in this room anymore. I told him to stop messing with the women in here. And what did he do?
He won the lottery twice.
A hateful site.
Not once, but twice.
A hobby out of attacking me and sending people like that worthless little bitch that I just deleted who claims to be his daughter, which is probably.
Whoa. Tee him up, baby.
A hateful page about me.
He doesn't talk to women like this. Surely he doesn't.
And he's made a hobby out of attacking me and sending people like that worthless little bitch that I just deleted who claims to be his daughter, which is probably him.
Whoa, that's probably him pretending to be his own daughter. That makes so much sense. And Bertlandia.
There's a lot of people in here that we've never had in this room before.
Is there?
I have to say this. You can boot me again. But the fact that you booted me just to talk shit about him is so sad. I wasn't being disrespectful. Yes, you were. This is the same person.
Being disrespectful is disagreeing with his opinion or disagreeing with something that he did, right? When you say, no, my dad was in here and I feel like you were really mean to him and I don't think he deserved that and you made fun of him for this, but all he was trying to do was donate by sending you a wire transfer. Disrespectful. Disrespect. He got mad one time because they were talking about baking cakes in his chat before the show started and banned a bunch of people for being disrespectful. Or a name they don't recognize, or you haven't been in here before.
You're actually an asshole. Comment. Okay. Listen, folks, here's what they want.
Folks, here's what they want out of this. They want you to never send me money, so you got to send me all your money. We got to defeat the liberals.
Hateful people want to do. They want to come over here, and they want to aggravate me enough that I don't do my show. And what's going to end up happening is I'm going to end up turning off the chat.
Okay.
And closing chat so nobody can chat.
I bet you don't.
And that's what they want. Because they know that chat is how you build your audience.
No balls. Chat is how you build your audience. You ban everybody in chat that you don't recognize. You spent months with someone you called the Terminator, and if you hadn't been in your chat before, you were automatically banned. How is that how you build? That must be how you build your show.
Linus says some people need to get a life. I would never go in and insult and be insulting in a chat room with fake profiles, etc. Thank you. Not fake. Key Hilton, you're a piece of shit is what you are. And then this Wildingram 24. If I still had my mod.
Weldingram 2024. What do? You send people greeting cards that you weld on a piece of 1/8" metal? Weldingram? That sounds stupid.
You're a piece of shit is what you are. Room with fake profiles, etc. Thank you. Linus says some people need to get a life. I would never go in and insult and be insulting in a chat room with fake profiles, etc. Thank you.
That's right, Carly.
Key Hilton, you're a piece of shit is what you are. And then this Wildingram 24. If I still had my mods, okay, here's what we're doing, folks. I'm gonna start kicking people out.
Okay.
They're gonna be coming back in. So, and then tonight I'm gonna reinstate my mods.
You would have had mods if you didn't ban your mods? Is that what you're saying? If I still had my mods, if I wouldn't have banned my mods, they'd be banning you right now.
Linus, I'll get rid of this idiot for you right now. Because now you're attacking the other people in my room.
Okay.
They've been here forever.
Right.
Defend them. Go fuck yourself. That's it. Now they'll be back.
Weldingram? Is that who you think you are?
They're going to make up new names, you guys. You'll have to. I'm sorry. Linus, I just kicked that son of a bitch out of here for you.
Got him, Linus. I love you, Linus. Linus.
I'm sure you'll be back under a different name.
Pretzelda, out of here.
This guy, Bo Sweeney, lives over in Wilbur's chat room, along with...
Lives here. I haven't even seen him in a while. We helped him. He sent me a message after we helped Lucky win a contest for Doggy Day Camp.
A bunch of these other ones. These people are... This is the most childish thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm 66 years old, and I'm dealing with juveniles. It's...
Whoa, now. Are you on the list? 66-year-old and dealing with juvenile. What are you dealing on?
It's unbelievable.
Some of that dick. Oh, he's celibate. Never mind.
I just did, sweetie. Linus, I just blocked them. They'll be back under a different name, but we'll just have to...
Why do you think Bert thought that God wanted his celibacy so he could live? Like, what thought process do you have? Like, I can understand saying, God, I'll give up swearing, I'll give up drinking, I'll start going to church, I'll never have sex again. And then to brag about it on your shows. No, Bert's never sent me a message. It was Bo Sweeney. God, if you take this tumor from my throat, you weren't having homosexual relations were you, Bert? Is that why you had to give them up?
We'll just deal with them when they get back here. I'm sorry about that, you guys. Listen, while we're on the subject, or while we're not on the subject, for those of you that are not a hater, this fellow right here needs some help. Funding. Okay. I'm doing the best I can.
All right.
If you're able to make any kind of a contribution tonight, the website is down.
Wow. Look how we made him rub his eyebrows.
The best I can. If you're able to make any kind of a contribution tonight, the website is down. I got to raise a little bit of money to get that fixed, but I got other issues that has to come first. Zelle and PayPal are the only two ways that I can receive funds.
I hide little tips on how to improve Bert's show, how to fix his microphone, how to get that buzz gone, how to mute his other camera, how to make Chrome work in my show because he watches them all.
Right now. Because the donate button isn't working. Well, the website's not working. So anything that you can afford to contribute tonight to help me deal with these idiots that I'm dealing with tonight, and it's just going to get worse. And the more funding I have, the better I'm able to deal with it, because I will put the moderator back to work. I have to pay them. And
you have to pay your moderators to moderate 6 people? I could be the best celibate.
We will get this cleared up. We'll get rid of these people. But I am not going to let them run me off. Don't let them run you off either. But I do need your help. So if you can possibly... Linus, these leftist idiots, this is what they do. They
okay.
Where it bothers you and they pick at it. Linus is 100% correct. Stop attacking her. Attack me, you piece of shit. 20 million people crashed our border over the last 4 years. There were already 20 million or more in this country before that started.
40 million, so.
Lot to the table the first
At
time.
least.
You're so busy fighting fucktards like the ones I'm fighting tonight that you couldn't get the job done properly. I know how that feels. So there are 40 to 50 million illegal people in this country, and they need to be deported. Linus, most of the people that are in this room support you. Stuart, stop messing with Linus, or I will kick you out of this room.
Now.
She gets priority over you.
Stuart Little.
Now, Will Bird's over there making fun of me right now for this, but I've heard him tell people in his chat room the same thing.
I've heard him. He did it.
Either get on topic and stop criticizing the people in my room, or I will kick you out.
That's what I said. Get on topic, stop criticizing the people in my room, or I will kick you out.
I don't care. That little fucker's he hasn't got any more people watching him than I've got watching
My mods don't get paid. Holy shit.
me. The difference is I have classy people watching me, and you got immature idiots that all want to pretend to be related to Bo Sweeney.
They do it because they're in love with me. They're going to buy a house next door to me and say, we're going to be a couple and we're going to go on all the Patriot podcasts. That's why they do it.
I want to thank...
Like Bert's $80,000 donator.
Someone just sent me a donation. I want to thank you for that. God bless you. These donations can add up very quickly, folks, if you just decide that you want to get involved. And we need a few people to do that for us.
Okay.
I've got to grab my charger. Give me just a second, okay? I'm not messing with you. I was responding with my opinion on the matter. Okay, well, I'm telling you she's correct, okay? So give me your opinion. I'll be right back.
I'm telling you she's a threat. I'm telling you she's a threat.
How can you not know there's 20 million? Where the hell have you been? Living in a hole? What happened? Did you just fall out of a coconut tree? If we want to make this a combative show, I'll fight you. I don't give a damn. If you want to come here and fight, we'll fight. We just got another donation.
Linus, I think it could be as high as 60 million undocumented currently.
God bless you guys. Folks, this is what we need right here. We need something like this to start happening. God bless you guys. Thank you so much.
2 donations. God bless. Now, if 20 more people would do that, I'd be able to pay my internet.
If we can get about 20 more people to act the way these 2 very cool people just did, we can combat that crap over there, okay? You know, you guys are saving my belief in humanity right now, because this is how we combat them. I'll fight for you. I'll defend you. I will defend your right to have your opinion, but this is a Trump-supporting, conservative, patriot show. If that's not your thing, go the fuck away.
Okay.
You're not invited to come in here and debate me about Trump. This is a Trump.
Sounds good.
Show. If I turn my back on Trump the way Will Bird did...
That's disrespectful. Saying things negative about Trump in my chat is disrespectful. We're not going to do it here.
I will. Well, that first of all, it's never going to happen.
You would never turn your back on Trump? Never. Murder a fucking infant? Never. Grape an infant? Never. It's never going to happen. Look at this screenshot I got. Damn, Bert. You putting in another headshot? You going back to Hollywood?
But he lost his audience when he did that. And now his Democrat-loving communist idiots are coming over here and trying to attack us. Listen, you're fucking with the wrong nigga. So you might as well give it up.
Damn!
And yeah, I said it. It's my new rap song. It comes out in a week. You guys are going to love this. Look at CNN. Look at CNN up here.
That Trump's remaking the United States of America. We can start there with tariffs. What are we talking about?
Damn.
Trump, the effective tariffs I'm going to talk about in this that claims otherwise. He is, in fact, doing that. The effective tariff rate is up from 2% last year for those who might see the ban. Well, let's jump the other 60%. We may be dealing 50 years. We're talking about down from those issues. We are seeing record high, way down from where we were during the Biden.
He said it.
We are potentially, certainly this century.
CNN shocks the world because the stakes are so, and nobody would. The question is, can Trump...
I just want you to know this Alex Jones clip is brought to you by Firefox.
Tariffs, what are we talking about? There's 2%.
I'll take a little bit of that, but that's amazing stuff to see happening. CNN is trying to move to the center because they know they're toast, and that's how they're doing it. And like Alex says, it's shocking the world that they would even report it. All right, so here's all these new people in the chat room. Let me ask you something, the regulars. Do you like these folks? Are we having fun yet? Project Veritas says, you say fight you and talk a big game after you block people. I'm just blocking you from making comments against my regulars, and I know that you're still watching. I see how many people are looking at the show. I see you out there. I know how many people are watching.
Okay.
Just go change your name and come back in again. Listen, I have challenged you people where we have another lefty in the room. Block them. Listen, just tell me which one. Are you talking about Project Veritas? Project Veritas, I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of Will Bird. I'm not afraid of you. As a matter of fact, I'm the only one that's actually said, come confront me in person.
No. You're not the only one. There's people still looking for me to this day.
I dare you. I'm 66 years old, and I promise you, I won't run.
See you, Carly.
Project Veritas, I just told you. You fucktard. Sorry to my locals, to my regulars about the language, but this is the only thing these people understand. Project Veritas, this is the first word you've said to me at all. And it's also... P. Murphy says, I'm still trying to process you being a racist. Bad move. God is not happy with that. I said it with an A, not with an ER, you idiot. My last name is Lynch. I'm going to get called racist no matter what I say. You think you're going to freaking upset me with that? Oh, it's Prodzilla again. See there? See how they... Linus, you're so right. They come in under fake names.
Yeah, Prodzilla.
Let me make sure I've got this right. Yeah. It only takes him a minute to go make another profile, but let's do it.
Then somebody sent him a message that said, we can't hear or see you. And he believes it.
P. Murphy, I'm getting rid of your ass too. See ya. You think you're going to freaking upset me? Project Veritas, this is the first word you said. I dare you. A real bird, I'm not afraid of. As a matter of fact, I'm the only one that's...
He's not afraid.
Said, come confront me in person. I dare you.
Come confront me in person. I dare you to get a day job, save up enough money to where you can pay your rent ahead before you leave, and buy a bus ticket. Greyhound, motherfucker.
I'm 66 years old, and I promise you, I won't run.
I don't think you can.
Project Veritas, I just told you. You fucktard. Sorry to my locals, to my regulars about the language, but this is the only thing these people understand. Project Veritas, this is the first word you've said to me at all. And it's also...
Ever.
P. Murphy says, I'm still trying to process you being a racist. Bad move. God is not happy with that. I said it with an A, not with an ER, you idiot. My last name is Lynch. I'm going to get called racist no matter what I say.
Is it because your last name is Lynch, or is it because you dropped the N-word?
P. Murphy says, I'm still trying to process you being a racist. Bad move. God is not happy with that. I said it with an A, not with an ER, you idiot. My last name is Lynch. I'm going to get called racist no matter what I say.
This is, oh, I fucked up face. This is the, oh, I fucked up. My last name's Lynch, so everybody's going to accuse me of being racist. Do you think it's because your last name? Yeah, I got to get new legs before we fight, Bert. The other one said I got a flat. I got a flat on one side. The other one's running a little bit low on hydraulic fluid. You think it's because your last name or because you dropped the N-word?
You think you're going to freaking upset me with that? Oh, it's Prodzilla again. See there? See how they... Linus, you're so right.
Yeah, Prodzilla.
They come in under fake names. Let me make sure I've got this right. Yeah. It only takes him a minute to go make another profile, but let's do it anyway.
How quickly? He just banned you less than, 5 minutes ago? And he's like, it's Prodzilla.
P. Murphy, I'm getting rid of your ass too. See ya. Just unbelievable. It's just, yeah, oh well. Let's see where we're going to go from here. I'll keep trying to report the news and fighting with these little idiots. Giving them plenty of ammunition over in the other guy's room tonight for the Vaseline so they can sit there and then have a circle jerk. So here's a new development in the Russia hoax situation.
News can confirm that Attorney General Pam Bondi today signed an order directing an unnamed U.S. federal prosecutor to take evidence to a grand jury relating to an alleged conspiracy to tie then 2016 candidate Donald Trump to the country of Russia. Now, Fox News reviewed the one-page order just hours ago signed by the Attorney General. A source familiar with the probe confirms this as well. While a DOJ spokesperson declined to comment on this report of an investigation, Fox is told Attorney General Bondi is taking the referrals from Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, quote, very seriously. The spokesperson says that Bondi believes there is, quote, clear cause for deep concern to the Justice Department regarding what she says proves there was a conspiracy to underbelly in the process. So exactly where to in the American legal system. So it's normal not to know all of the answers. Again, the DOJ declining on any comment regarding this investigation. But real big news, this was signed by the Attorney General Pam Bondi.
I talked about this the other day, and I told you how frustrating it is for us to have to watch the process because it's such a slow process. It is a requirement. And that's another thing I said this the other night, and Mr. Wilbury cut me off 5 times in the middle of my joke.
Okay.
Which my joke was something to do with somebody keeps asking twice, and I said must be a woman or something like that. They left the punchline out anyway. It's just
Did I leave anything out of that joke? You guys remember the joke that we covered, I guess it was last night, not before, where he's like, oh, they had to ask him twice, probably because it's a woman. Which part did I leave out?
taken out of context, anything that you want to take from anybody, you can make it look or sound horrible taken out of context. I challenge anybody to leave it in context and then try to make it sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, because I do. In this case, I told you the other day that this is frustrating for us as civilians to want to see the process move forward. And the only reason that we should have concern for that is that the system is so corrupted that they are trying to run the clock out. Just like the Democrats today in Texas, just like what they said they're going to do in California, they're trying to run the clock out. Okay? They're like that basketball team that gets a 20-point lead, and then all of a sudden they're afraid they're going to lose the game if they allow the other team to get their hands on the ball. So they spend all their time just trying to avoid letting them even play offense. That's what the Democrats are doing to us. And unfortunately, as well-intentioned as Pam Bondi is, she needs to figure out a way to speed this process up. Because the closer we get to the midterms, the further away we get from ever seeing any true justice in this matter. It has to be dealt with. We have to figure out a way to speed it up. And so now there's going to be a grand jury. Well, grand juries can take forever. Just because you've been sent to a grand jury doesn't mean the grand jury is impaneled, and it doesn't mean so then they got to subpoena people, and then there'll be appeals on the subpoenas, and then it'll be the holidays. Then the holidays will come and go, and it'll be springtime in 2006 or 26 rather, and everybody will be going, well, we're headed for the midterms in November, and we should. And I'm telling you, it's a delay tactic. And it's just like these people, these haters that are jumping in the
gotcha.
Right now. They're here trying to delay me from giving you the information that I've spent the day gathering because I decided to address the libtards and the the hemorrhoids.
The turds. The hemorrhoids.
From now on, there's another hemorrhoid in the room.
You got it. That'll catch on, I'm sure.
I want to make sure that we're still on the air because I just got a notification that somebody's not seeing it. So somebody in the room, let me know that you are seeing this. I want to make sure that we didn't lose the show. I apologize, but let me double check.
Someone told him the show cut off, and now he believes it.
Okay, we still see you. Great. All right, thank you for that. Give me just 1 second, you guys. I'm going to deal with this. There we go. It's all good here. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Robert. Linus. All right. So, again, these are the people that screwed with me that just said, you might as well just go ahead and hang up because you're off the air. No one's hearing you now. It's possible that...
Is that what they said?
They think that everybody lost the show, but I don't know. Linus, nobody says it better than you did. These people need to get a life. They really do. They really do. I was going to address another thing, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's just going to start more crap. Now I want to show you something that was said today. This is Jasmine Crockett today. It's a very short clip, but it's all you need to see. This is your Democrat Party right here, folks. Right here they are. You ready for this? This is your Democrat Party right here. Some of these clips have got 9 different ways to turn them on and 3 different ways to turn them off. It's crazy.
What do you think this Democrat's going to say? Well, most of y'all watched it over there, didn't you? Donald Trump's a piece of shit. That's what they're going to say. These are the Democrats for you. Look how horrible it is.
Donald Trump is a piece. Okay, we know that. Yes, he is. Donald Trump is a piece. Okay, we know that. Yes.
For those of you that need everything spelled out for them, she called him a piece of shit. And I'm not talking to my regular audience. I'm talking to these idiots in the room. Okay, guys, don't get me wrong. I know it's very hard sometimes to get it. It's very weird to me, Linus says. Linus, I know what your old job used to be. I wish you still had it. I'd have you send some people over to handle some things. I'll just put it like that. Oh, God. Oh, shoot. I know what I meant to tell you. Let me go get this. Let me see.
Awesome. Let's hear it.
Is it still there? No, I guess it's not. Damn it. Somehow or another we lost that one. Maybe I'll find it.
Joe Biden tried to get President Trump killed twice when he underfunded his Secret Service protection.
This is wild.
Said he's the gravest threat to American democracy.
Tim Pool's such a piece of shit, grifter.
Well, I think actually, if we were the full list, it'd probably take 2 or 3 hours of all the things they've done. But my point is, if we know what they're willing to do and have done over the past 10 years, and Donald Trump is seeking to lock them up or get accountability, and we assume, based on the actions they've taken, they will resist, is it not unreasonable to conclude they would resist eventually by force if need be? Not just
There's no question. They used deadly force when they raided Mar-a-Lago. They raided Mar-a-Lago with deadly force with shoot-to-kill orders. If they resisted,
This is not true, right? They had a plan, just like they had an evacuation plan, just like they had a plan for fucking air support, like medical air support. They had a plan, like, if you're fired upon, this is the way we react.
Joe Biden was willing to kill the former president of the United States with an armed raid with shoot-to-kill orders to get back Crossfire Hurricane.
Now, who are these people telling me I'm crazy for suggesting we may be facing civil war?
Look, I hope it doesn't get to that point, but let me just say this to the Marxists. We have a hell of a lot more guns than you guys do.
Well, I will stress, right? And so, obviously, I feel like this is where you go no matter what. And, you know, I call it the time travel test. If you went to 2015, 2016, and told your average person, 10 years from now, you will have the J6 pardons, you will have Obama being accused of treasonous conspiracy against a president, you would have the worst riots in 50 years, you would have former intelligence guys being investigated for perjury, all of these plus a pandemic, nobody would believe you. And so I'm looking at this, and I don't know how anyone can conclude anything other than what is the logical pathway by which the Obama machine, whatever this was, comes out, puts their hands up and says, guys, Trump's not a fascist, we lied. We actually do these things. We're covering up our crimes. Please arrest us, take us to jail. It's 0%. And so when you look at even these No Kings protests and what a good trouble protest, I think they called it, they've only ever tried to escalate the street level violence to the point now where over the 4th of July week, we had 3 shootings against law enforcement. Now, someone pointed out, Tim, cops get shut all the time, and we've seen this in 2020. I suppose, just that, sure. But when you combine this with the accusations of a treasonous conspiracy, I don't...
When you combine this with the conspiracy, this is July 4th weekend. They had 3 shootings at law enforcement. Yeah, no shit.
See a plausible reality where the Democrats simply just say, you're right, we did it, please arrest us, we'll go to jail and we'll stop resisting.
Yeah,
I see them saying, mobilize, Trump is a fascist, he's doing what we've always feared, and now he's going to arrest his political opponents, and the only way to resist now is in the streets. That seems 100%.
Look, I've always thought this. Barack Obama is a...
Now, audience, how many times have I told you that's what's going to happen this summer? For the last how many months have I been saying that's what's coming? Jesus Christ loves us. Thank you for saying that. I'm going to tell you what that is, okay?
It says, I don't know what the gifted membership notification in the chat was about from CBC, but I'm not going to respond to it. I would rather only watch Bert. So no thank you, CBC. Why is my text in red now, though?
Loves us, a sweet lady. CBC is Cold Beer Confessional, okay? This is the guy I've been complaining about, telling you about.
Yes, I know who he is.
That is, you know what? Just for your edification, honey, just for the edification of everybody else. First of all, let me share this real quick, and then now I'll come back to that. All right, let's go. Let's just go.
Here we go. Where are we going? Where are we at?
Give us a second, folks. We're just there. Come on. All right. See that? This is Cold Beer Confessional. You see this right here? That's my show. He's over there right now talking about my show. See this little cocksucker right here in the corner with his hat on? He can't even frame himself in the shot right? Who's just having a blast with all of his idiots in the chat room? See here?
Yeah.
This is what's going on over there. He's encouraging these people.
They're saying they're fans of you, Bert.
Oh, the F word now, Bert. And he's watching my show and criticizing everything I do. So then what does he do? In order to get my attention and to get your attention, he goes into my room, Jesus Christ loves us, and he purchases a subscription for $5. And it's a gift. He gives a subscription. Now, the subscription, he can't pick as far as...
I can't even frame myself right. Am I not supposed to be down here? Where should I be, chat? Where should I be framed? Where do you want me at?
Oh, he can't pick who gets the subscription. The subscription just goes to the first person in the chat room that's available, I guess. And then your chat turns red because he's now spent $5 on a subscription for you that's good for a month. And then at the end of the month, it will ask you if you want to purchase it again. Now, if you subscribe, I get that $5 every month. Comes out of your card or whatever. So he just sent me $5, which I'll get next month when I get my check for that.
There you go. I've never seen somebody get so mad over a donation.
Okay. He's doing that. He's like a drunk at the bar.
Because his chat's retarded. Why is my text red? I don't know what to do. Help me, Bart.
Trying to get our attention. And so that's why he sent that to you, okay? Jesus Christ loves us. So that's why you got that. So let's go over and see what the cocksucker's doing.
Oh, it's going to get posted. I guarantee it's going to get posted. He knew he fucked up as soon as he said it. Yeah, it's my new rap song. Don't worry, it comes out next week. It's my new rap song. Jesus Christ, dude. The silence was fucking thick on that one. All right, tariffs.
Okay, so now all of a sudden I'm here and he runs off.
My company told everyone this. This is the shape of
I didn't know you were there. I would have said hello.
the number.
Let's go back. Yeah, he's live right now. So as you see right there, he's getting ready to go live right there, and there's me. Before he's even gone live, I'm sitting there in his room because he's to start the show so he can talk about me.
Well, it's a clip of you dropping the N-word. That was kind of a big deal, right? That's my intro.
As you can see in his chat room, his show basically is all about messing with me and other people. But he comes to me the most because I guess he gets a thrill out of it. And so what? So I said, nigga with an A. That's a big deal.
Oh my God, Bert! Stop it! Stop it!
It's not to me. Not to me. I don't care. I didn't say it with an ER and I didn't say it towards a black person.
That's what it is. Just scream it out into the ether. Throw that R on there. Might as well. You're not saying it to a black person, right?
Red, white, and blue. You got it bad with these haters, Bert. I'm a patriot, a Trump supporter, and a lesbian. Think how much hate that
Ooh, you're banned.
brings. I just ignore it. Well, I'm not a lesbian. I'm a lesbian trapped in a man's body, but I'm not lesbian.
You're celibate.
Oh my God. TMI.
You promised to be celibate so God would save your life. Remember, this is your backstory. Sounds like an evil villain backstory, to be honest with you.
So
make a deal with the devil, get a little pussy. Dick, I don't know.
You know what? I say this all the time.
This is how much I don't care. Listen, I don't care. I don't. This is how much I don't care. I say this all the time.
I'm in show business. There's no such thing as bad publicity. Maybe I should say it more. People are idiots. Now, we got another issue to deal with. It is so hot. How hot is it? It is so hot.
Bro, I've sent you half of your viewers, dude.
That buildings in Las Vegas are...
You think they removed his penis, hollowed it out, stretched it out a little, maybe added some pig tissue, and that's how they remade his esophagus? And that's why he's celibate at the same time? I never thought about that. Did you have to donate your penis to the surgery, Bert, and that's why you're celibate?
Actually melting. The building melted. Look at it. It just melted. I mean, oh my gosh. Right here in Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. This happened today. Let me change this picture. Oh my gosh, this is so unbelievable. Look at that. Actually, for those of you that don't know, this is an actual building in Las Vegas that is built that way. This is the Center for...
You got it.
It's actually the Center for Autism, and I think it was designed by somebody with autism. But no,
What the fuck was that shot at autistic people, dude? I think it was actually built by someone with autism. No, that's a joke. What's the joke?
It's actually the Center for Autism, and I think it was designed by somebody with autism. But no, the engineers did an amazing job. I don't know how they pulled that off. But that is an actual building here in Las Vegas. And it's...
You dropped the N-word and went after autistic people?
Amazing. But it does look like it melted, doesn't it? Oh, God. Linus is laughing because she knows. You know, don't you, girl? The buildings are melting. Yeah, how many people actually believe that if we just left it alone and just left it alone? Oh, my gosh. All right, let's go back to where I was at. I'm going to get on to something that's a little lighter. Let's get into this a little bit lighter. Well, let's cover this. It's not something that you're going to get to see on the mainstream news. But this happened just recently, okay? And who knows, this could even happen to a Trump. I'm not necessarily going to say hat, stuff like that.
I'm being asked to leave the evicted from the premises because of Donald Trump, because we can't wear Donald Trump hats in public. And so now I'm being evicted from the premises. We need a big recession to get out here. Trump is not well.
Most of the time, these people cause some other issue. They're not being kicked out because of their hat, right?
I hope Trump gets wind of that and has that guy to the White House. That's what I hope.
Yeah.
Red, white, and blue saying, Bert, don't feed the trolls. Well, I don't normally, but you know what? I've had one of the best nights in donations in a long time. Okay?
Yeah, he got 2.
So, you guys very much. And I am counting on my... don't appreciate what's happening. And I appreciate you guys very much. But what I have going on right now is a struggle just to stay in this fight. And I'm going to stay in it. And I am counting on my supporters to help me out a little bit so that I can keep the fight going. I don't want to sit here and spend all night long on the trolls. But the trolls want to spend all night long on me.
Do they? So, I hate this, Bert.
In certain ways.
If you stop doing wild shit, I don't know that I'd ever cover you again.
So we are going to lighten the load a little bit here. And... but I don't know that it's really lightening the load.
Oh, dick throat Bert.
It's more of like changing the subject.
Oh, cock throat Bert.
Listen to what Elon Musk has to say first.
They can't ignore me. I am the internet. It doesn't work. They can't. And
then we go from there. I've got about 4 clips I want to play for you.
There will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better. Okay. That's
He's saying there are going to be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better than we can do it. And listen to what he thinks is going to happen. And this is going to happen very, very quickly.
I want to be clear. These are not things that I wish would happen. These are simply things that...
You're going to have universal basic income. Sorry. If robots start taking these manual labor jobs, you're going to have to... how many people are we talking about pushing out of the workforce? They're not going to become robot engineers overnight. The next generation, maybe. But you're going to have to do something.
That I think probably will happen. And if
I haven't seen this clip. I don't know what he's going to say.
My system is correct, and they probably will happen. Then we need to say, what are we going to do about it? And I think some kind of a universal basic income is going to be necessary.
Oh, okay.
Now, the output of goods and services will be extremely high. So with automation, the harder challenge. So if you have meaning...
I was hoping he wasn't going to say something stupid.
Useless, getting into biological...
If not, you're going to have fucking roving gangs of bandits. Like, it's eventually going to get that bad.
And
now, let's go forward and see just how close are we to stuff like that actually happen.
The U.S. will probably fuck it up somehow. They'll probably make you buy the robot and keep maintenance up on it that takes your position, and you have to own it, and you get paid its wage or something stupid.
A lot closer than you think.
And then if your robot does something, you'll be on the hook for a few $1 billion worth of damages.
Actual robot. China just replaced parking attendants with AI robots. Actual robots.
These are awesome. I've seen these in the U.S.
They glide under your car, lift it up like it's nothing, and move it into a perfect parking spot.
I don't think that's only Chinese. That's the robot EV. One company that makes them might even be U.S. based. Well, one company that makes them is U.S. based. I don't know if it's this company, I guess I should say.
Battling with tight parking spaces and stretched bumpers, China's rolling out autonomous parking robots.
They also have autonomous robot farming equipment. Not only do they do like spraying and chemicals and planting and harvesting, but they've got fucking lasers on them that go through and kill the weeds. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And they are seriously next level. These robots, powered by artificial intelligence, are equipped with sensors, cameras, and even LiDAR. They don't just assist you, they do the parking for you. And not in some futuristic concept lab. This is happening right now in 3 cities across China. And it's due to be fast expanded. Here's how it works. You pull up to a designated drop-off zone. The robot slides underneath your vehicle and steer a car. Farms are currently weeds in the field. Benefits are no chemicals, no harvest them. That's involved with more precision and speed. Identify its rightness, even spraying.
Yeah, these fireman bots have been out for years. I didn't know he was going to cover that one too.
I wanted to get to it, but there's been so much more going on. But let's go ahead and cover
Tesla just released a new video of its first announced that they would be developing a humanoid robot. They didn't even have it prototyped out yet. It was still just a plan. And the first working prototype we did see, which was in 2022, was far from what we have now. The thing struggled to even walk, never mind perform an entire dance routine. And balance and human-like movements have improved over time. Things that it will definitely need in order to complete offices better. Wow. But let me know what you guys think.
And they are only getting better. Now, if you think that this isn't already happening, if you don't...
Domino's has started self-driving pizza delivery robots. Yes, not humans, but in the future, robots will deliver pizzas to your home. These smart bots...
Well, this is just a self-driving car, retard.
...are already being tested, fast, contactless, and...
This is just a self-driving car.
...futuristic. This is not sci-fi. It's real, and it's happening.
As we try to navigate all of these pop-ups. Here we go.
To realize that, yeah, there are some things AI will totally replace, and that's transportation.
This is the first driverless truck fully delivering supplies across the USA. This is going to take away millions of jobs from truckers. Kodiak Robotics just deployed the first fully autonomous freight trucks operating without safety. 2026 Kodiak is without anyone behind the wheel. These Peterbilt trucks are upfitted with self-driving tech from Aurora. They're the first. If all goes awesome.
I don't know if he talks about the trolls again or not. I'm sure he begs for money.
That there's going to be so many robots that there won't be any jobs for the average person, and we'll all just be on welfare. We'll all be receiving a basic, what he said, a basic income. And at one point in his little speech, he says, and not necessarily a low income, but an actually a nice amount of wealth. I am not going to sit back and wait for that to happen. It is very unnerving to know that everything that they put in the movies, in the TV, if you're a Star Trek fan, like I used to be, I guess I'm still a Star Trek fan, the entire setup in Star Trek was that in the future, no one gets paid money. There is no money. Anything that you could possibly need, you can replicate in the replicator, or wherever it is you live, it's available to you. And you do your job simply because you are, you serve, if you serve in let's say you serve in Starfleet, whatever you're qualified to do, whatever your brain has allowed you to become technologically or whatever, is the job you get, and you go through the ranks just like you would in the military, but no one gets paid. So this is communism. And they set it up this way to make it attractive. You know, there's no greed because there's no money.
What would you do if robots take all of the manual labor jobs in the United States? What would you do with those people?
Well, I believe it would be the other way around. If everybody could get everything for free, I think people would be beating each other over the head to get to it first. And
if everybody had everything they needed for free, they would attack each other to get it freer. I'm not saying that violence wouldn't happen, right? Someone sleeps with your wife or steals your wife away and takes the son for 30 years and changes his last name. The violence still might happen, but it wouldn't be over the goods. But why would it be over the goods?
And we are headed for a really big change in our lives.
Oh, you're not going to explain?
Because you guys already see it. We go to the grocery store and we have to ring up our own groceries. I refuse to do it. I stand there and I tell them that I have CS and I can't use the machine. You have CS? Yes, I do have CS, and I can't use that machine. And then sometimes that won't work, and I'll say, I don't understand what CS is. Well, it's a condition that won't allow me to operate this machine. And then when it's other times, I'll say, I didn't bring my glasses. I can't see that. You know? But I make them ring me up. I didn't get training, but CS is common sense. And I'm not going to...
Got them.
I'm not going to go in that store, because what we've done is we've passively allowed them to get rid of all those employees. For every one of those machines in there, now they've got one person, first years with the drivers.
I use self-checkout, but it should be, listen, if you don't think you could win some type of ringing up and bagging competition, you're not made for the fast lane. I use self-checkout before I lose my shit in the store. And it is a race against time. I have optimized where I place items, where my wallet is, how quickly I can get to my car. I'm waiting on literally the fucking keypad to pop up to press in my PIN. I don't know why these 9,000-year-old people who have never seen a fucking computer before get in self-checkout and they think, yeah, I'll do it. They're like, it's not scanning. Is there a Bart? Help. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? It's like death race. Get about the way.
Uber, if you're making a living doing Uber right now, which I can't do because my car, even when it was running, was too old, they wouldn't allow me. But if you're an Uber driver right now, that's not going to last much longer. Cab drivers, their income has suffered greatly because of Uber. Now Uber is going to suffer greatly because of autonomous cars. Pizza delivery, in another 2 years.
Oh my God. I would have just ran away and left it.
About delivering pizza with drones. At some point, the technology is going to replace the human being. But see, the thing is the globalists, who are also eugenicists, don't really want to give us a standard of living income. They want to kill us. The elite want.
If the elite want to kill us, who would they exercise their control over?
The majority of the people gone. And they want to get rid of us so that they don't even have to. And they try to use global warming as the reason for it, but they want us gone. So the more we allow them to replace everything with machines.
They try to use global warming as the reason for it.
The more likely we are to become unnecessary and actually a hindrance to them. They have to pay to sustain us. They don't want to. Those of us that are in our 60s and heading into our 70s, we will see before.
Why do we keep giving them tax cuts then? Bert, why aren't you in favor of taxing the rich, the global elites? Why aren't you in favor of reining them in some so they don't get this wild hair to destroy humanity?
If we have a life that goes into the 80s and into the 90s, we're going to see it where almost everything's going to be autonomous.
Is it because you have no trade, you have no craft, you have nothing of material use?
The computers will talk. You won't have to type. You'll ask the computer just like they do on Star Trek. In Star Trek, they have a flip phone. Speed me up, Scotty. All of that stuff was all.
Did Bert forget we already had flip phones and you can say, okay, Google, and your phone just starts Googling? You can already talk to your computer, bro.
That is an unusual thing for a phone to do without being prompted. If your phone is running an Android operating system, it is possible.
I don't know what it recorded.
Created in science fiction, which really wasn't science fiction. It was science projection. They were using the technology they already knew how to use, and they were just using the theatrical aspect of it to get us used to it. So many people are not going to have a problem with any of this. They're going to think it's cool. Oh, this is so cool. There's robots everywhere. Really?
Alexa, play Bert Lynch, Raise Up Old Glory.
I'm glad you think it's cool. Glenn Beck has just posted this on Facebook. Warning, prepare for the rise of left-wing violence. Well, thanks for finally getting to that, Glenn. I've been saying that since last year.
Did it work? Did it work? Legend, did it work? I'm going to start adding that to my repertoire. Are you... Oh, that's probably the only Alexa play that he's ever had in his life. Ever. That's so funny. I've done it, but people have been like, God damn it, but it didn't work.
That's what's happening, folks. I mean, we're headed there.
One day in the future, you'll be able to talk to the computers. You guys don't believe me? I'm predicting the future. Yeah. It's just called the past. We do it all the time now. You know that, when you go to McDonald's, Bart, or any fast food chain, they already have voice recognition software that helps the cashier. So when you go to Taco Bell, it understands when you say fucking Bel Grande or what fucking hot sauce, and it doesn't actually put your order in for you, but it prompts. It gives a prompt window saying, we think they ordered this. If that's true, click it.
This I thought was interesting. Check this out, you guys. Watch this guy tell this lady what she's expecting out of life is not what she's going to get.
100,000, 300,000 a year, that's good money. But I make 100,000, 300,000 a year, that's good money. But for my specific life goals, at 24, with plenty of options and
options for what?
For dating.
And that means, man, the way you're talking is like you say you got a lot of options, but not for the kind of caliber man you're talking.
This is red pill shit.
That kind of money.
Of course, Bart would be red pill shit and celibate and 66 years old.
A lot of options for dudes making, average money. Not for no man talking about
300,000, 300,000 a year, that's cool. That's good money. But that's not enough money for me to say, I'm stopping what I'm doing and only your cares matter. What I want to do for my family, what my goals are.
This is a single woman. This is a dead one walking. The thing is, you don't have to do all that because your attitude, your masculine. Say this, spouse will run.
Your masculine energy.
What you talking about? The thing is, you don't have to do all that because your attitude, your masculine energy is going to make sure you got to take care of yourself because the man who has more money, what you talking about, don't even deal with you. Say this, spouse will run.
A man with money ain't going to deal with people right here. I pretty much have gone through all of this.
I want to get to his last plea for money, then we'll wrap it up.
I ask you one more time. If you can afford to tonight, So I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. For those of you that donated, there were
Especially voice recognition is really good because it can hear at the speaker. Like it can have its own high fidelity microphone at the speaker, so you don't lose anything in transmission. It doesn't matter if it cuts out. You know what you hear, the large, like it already heard it better.
a couple that made a donation that I'd like to ask you one more time, if you can afford to tonight, any amount would help. We've got some huge hurdles to jump tonight, tomorrow, and a couple in the next few days. And I'm going to be reaching out privately to a lot of people as well. And I would like to ask you, if you could tonight, make a small donation of any kind through Zelle or PayPal. Use Bert at BertLynch.com. And we have, like I said, we received 2 donations tonight. God bless you. And
God bless you.
Appreciate a little bit more help or a lot more help. But thank you all for being here tonight. I apologize.
We need a little bit more help or a lot more, just in case you're holding back on that $10,000 donation. Let's do it.
To my regulars for all of the bullcrap that we had to go through with these.
Dude, I've had to ask for help in my life. I would be so goddamn embarrassed to have to do it every fucking week.
These trolls. Let me take a look here. I'm going to refresh and see where we are. I'm sure we got way more thumbs down than we do thumbs up, but we're used to that, aren't we? Refresh button, please. 28 thumbs down, 13 thumbs up. There you go. If you would, please consider subscribing. And remember that when you subscribe, you are commercial free. And you also are helping to contribute to the show, helping us to stay afloat.
Amazing.
If you haven't already, please follow and please hit the thumbs up button. All of those things help us. Linus says Gavin and Bass should both be booted, and I hope they will be. I think Trump's got so much on his plate right now, Linus, that he's had to kind of look at it from a standpoint that California put themselves in this position by electing those people in the first place, so you're getting kind of what you asked for. Where Trump could go to, or having the courts restrain slur that I made does. And in the chat room tonight, they want to fight. They want Republicans going forward because the left is ready. The left wants.
Here we go.
The left is just like all these people that were in the chat room tonight. They want to fight. They want to fight. They want to make a big deal about the so-called racial slur that I made when I made a reference. And I don't care, but they're going to.
You made a reference to what? The N-word? You didn't make, you just said it. Making a reference to it would be like, hey, I was so mad and, I thought about calling this guy the N-word. That's making a reference to it. Or saying, the word that we're not supposed to use because it's extremely fucking racially charged, the N-word, that's making a reference. You didn't make a reference to it. You just said it.
They're going to make a big deal out of that. Go ahead. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because anything the left does, it doesn't matter how good we are or how bad we are. If they're not in charge, they're going to bitch, moan, groan, cry, and do everything they can to make us miserable. And they're trying to kill us with persistence. They're hoping that they can just wear us down. They want to wear us down. If we just, it's like a gnat that's just buzzing around your head. That's what they are. That's all they know how to do.
That's why he loves when we're over there, because he can make this heartfelt. You gotta save me with money. That's the only thing that'll keep these people away from me.
That's all they know how to do. Have you ever seen a leftist come up to a true conservative person and try to get physical with them?
Bert, I would beat your ass
when they're not masked up and there's hundreds of them, like Antifa or whatever. All I got to say is,
I know you judo and owned a fucking sensei or what the fuck ever. I went so far in combatives. Just telling you, I went so. Never mind.
Roll up on me.
You got it.
And try the shit that you pulled tonight in the room.
You got it.
Keyboard and fuck around and find out. That's all. That's it. Barter's too from Politics for Life. Yeah, I hope they can bar for life. Bass was in Congress before she became she is. All right. So again, if we can get even so much as $20 more tonight from anybody, we've got a couple bills we've got to pay, and I'm going to try to pay them tonight. So thank you all very much for being here. God bless. I will be back tomorrow, ready and prepared for all the haters. We're not going to talk about that jackass over there anymore. Not bringing it up anymore.
Never.
We're
done.
Tonight was the night that we're going to just say, you're done.
How many of these never again that that one night stand regret the next morning have we had?
And so I want y'all to do me a favor, and if you would, please follow me. Follow me. Anyway, you guys know who you are. God bless you. And in the some of these people I'm not even going to mention. Tracer Walker, don't remember the comment, but thanks for being here. Better off if you don't ask why. I'm not the reason that you go astray. And in the some of these people I'm not even going to mention. Anyway, you guys know who you are. God bless you. Thanks for being here. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get me to turn off the chat altogether. It might be less stressful for me, but I enjoy talking to the fine patriots that come in the show. God bless you.
Fine patriots, every one of you. Hats off to you. You fine patriots that put up with them day in and day out. That was it, guys. There you go. That was it. That was Bert dropping the N-word twice on his podcast. Just twice. He just casually dropped the N-word twice. There you go. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. If you want to support the show, you're more than welcome to. Buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer or don't. I I don't need it to stay in my apartment for another 3 days. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Mariah appreciate it. The boys appreciate it. We'll see everybody on the next one. Have a good night. Let me see you. Bye. Sorry, Sarasota, you showed up late. Have a good night, guys. You have to watch the replay. Watch Bert dropping the N-bomb.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the forking balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Listen off. It's about to get lit.
That so-called racial slur I made a reference to. Okay.
Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss them off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit. Where my true believers? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like Thor in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, beating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.